into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very good morning, you beautiful people. Welcome to it. Your feel-good breakfast show, live, large, and in charge on this Thursday, the 19th of September. And it's great, so good to be in your company. And hoping that you're going to be enjoying the morning with us, which will be equal parts exciting, enthusing, energizing, and inspiring. Of course, we are one day away from the Rugby World Cup. So as you can imagine right now, the whole world is abuzz with excitement, especially Bok supporters all across the country as we anticipate what our boys are going to be doing over there in Japan. We'll keep you updated on what's going on all around, and we're hoping that you are going to be plowing into our stories as we generate, of course, good vibes all over this Thursday morning. Link up with us on our social media platforms. Can't wait to hear exactly what it is that you're getting up to as we rev up those anticipation meters, if you will, for the Rugby World Cup. I wonder if Tabiso is equally as excited as I am, because I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in Japan. Uncle Tabsy.
What are you even asking? Everybody's excited. I'm not staying behind on the excitement factor. Of course, we're all waiting in absolute anticipation, but the feel-good flows all throughout the morning till 9 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Tabiso Makubela, otherwise known to everybody else as Uncle Tabsy. It's going to be a feel-good one, and we've already started off by giving you our first post for the morning. On our Facebook post, we've asked you this morning if tidiness or the lack thereof is a deal breaker in your relationship. So is tidiness or the lack thereof a deal breaker in your relationship? Of course, it is a Thursday. You know how we do it on a Thursday. We tend to focus on relationships with a relationship expert. So go and let us know on Expresso Morning Show SABC3 using that hashtag Expresso Show. It's going to be very interesting to see what you think.
All right, well, let's get you up and ready and started for the day. If you're looking to rummage through your wardrobe to see what is appropriate to wear for the day. If you're in Johannesburg, well, partly sunny conditions can be expected. A bit of cloud cover here and there with a northeasterly breeze throughout the day. The sky will clear towards the evening and humidity will decrease as the day progresses, so you can plan accordingly over there. In Durban, well, you can expect cloudy conditions with a shower in places and high humidity. Towards the evening, cloud cover will decrease slightly and a couple of showers are then expected. A northeasterly wind will be picking up towards the afternoon. If you're in PE today, well, mainly cloudy conditions with an easterly breeze that slightly decreases towards the afternoon. There'll be cloud cover which will increase as the day progresses and humidity will remain quite high throughout. If you're in the mother city though, intervals of clouds and sunshine with very warm temperatures and a strong southeasterly wind. Now towards the evening, cloudy conditions are expected with mild temperatures. In fact, those temperatures will remain between 15 and 29 degrees Celsius. That's what it looks like in some of the major cities around the country. So hopefully that helps you to plan your outfit as you go along to work or to school or to whatever that you've got going on at this hour of the day. And of course, beach days are calling as the temperatures are rising and we're all getting in the mood for the weekend socials. So you might be planning a braai or you might be planning to be glued to your TV screens for the Rugby World Cup, which starts literally, is it tomorrow? Yeah, we see the opening ceremony tomorrow. Or some of you might just be spending time with your families out there. So, you know, let us know. But in terms of my wardrobe today, I know this looks pretty good as it is, but the official wardrobe as selected by our stylist sees me quite in a quandary. These are my options. Okay, so what should I decide? Because we are looking at the summer season, are we going to be looking at this t-shirt that kind of depicts palm beaches and beautiful colors over there? We're going to go with this linen top, this linen shirt that is obviously beautiful for this time of the year as well. Nice and breezy. You can roll up the sleeves, and I particularly like the way that linen kind of crinkles up over time. So we're either going to go with a nice and casual over here, or we're going to make it a bit more formal with the shorts, with the linen shirt. Let me know what you think would be most appropriate for what I already have on in terms of the bottom part of my outfit. I'd love to hear from you, and of course I'll reveal those a little bit later on. This blue linen shirt, I don't know. I'm going towards there, like this, but I'm either way. So please help me choose by voting for your favorite shirt by commenting on the poll that is on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page, and we'll be revealing the winning results very shortly. Right now, over to you. Back to you, Tabsy.
Thank you so much, Kat. Well, now that you've already started thinking about what outfit you're donning today, maybe it's time for us to take a moment to think about mindfulness. It's a conversation we've been having for quite some time now. It's about living in the present moment. It's such an important thing for all of us to be able to tap into living in the moment and being absolutely present, which obviously leads to reduced stress, anxiety, and depressive feelings. And our quote today, which is a positive message of wisdom and something to think about, this is how it reads today. It says, "Be aware. Mindfulness is a state of open attention on the present. It means living in the moment and awakening to experience." I'm going to read that out one more time for you. It's be aware. Mindfulness is a state of open attention on the present. It means living in the moment and awakening to experience. And it's pretty straightforward. It really means exactly that, that mindfulness is a moment-to-moment experience, and no one can give it to you. You've got to do it for yourself. You have to be mindful of your thoughts, mindful of how you're feeling, mindful of your feelings, and that's how you get along a good day. And hopefully on that note, you are going to have a feel-good type of day. Kat, what's the news looking like?
Well, here are your news headlines on this Thursday, the 19th of September. President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa is one of the most unsafe places in the world for a woman to live in, with levels of violence that are comparable to countries which are at war. The president addressed a joint sitting of both houses of parliament yesterday. Now, the Constitutional Court has ruled that spanking a child is unconstitutional. The court yesterday confirmed that the 2017 judgment of the High Court in Johannesburg, which found that disciplining children physically violates their rights. On the international front, the United States government will be contributing 11 billion rand to fight HIV and AIDS pandemics in South Africa in the next year. Acting American Ambassador to South Africa, David Young, says just because more people now have access to ARVs does not mean the pandemic is over. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's defense ministry yesterday showed off what it says is wreckage of drones and cruise missiles that proves Iranian involvement in weekend attacks on 2 oil facilities. President Donald Trump has said US sanctions on Iran will be substantially increased. And finally, it's the first time that the Oval Ball Rugby World Cup extravaganza will be held in Asia, and with the opening weekend matches scheduled for tomorrow, visitors are already enchanted with the host's beer traditions. Now, tournament organizers are terrified that the rugby fraternity will drink the stadiums dry, and with good reason. At the 2015 World Cup in England, 1.9 million litres of beer were sold. Venues that also host soccer matches said the rugby crowd drank 6 times more on average. But never fear, conscious that a dry bar equals miserable fans, the tournament beer sponsor has stepped up production by 80%. Also, more than 1,650 roaming beer hawkers will be on hand to serve the thirsty if the tension or the heat gets too much for them. So it looks like it's all systems go in Japan for the Rugby World Cup. Well, with that in mind, those are the headlines. Let's take a look at the headlines in the sporting world. Well, the Springboks have named an unchanged side who beat Japan 41-7 to face the All Blacks in Yokohama in the 2019 Rugby World Cup Pool B opener this coming Saturday. In cricket news, Indian captain Virat Kohli hit an unbeaten 72 runs from 52 deliveries to lead his side to a 7-wicket win over South Africa in the second 2020 international in Mohali last night. In football news, reigning English Premier League holders Manchester City had the perfect start to the UEFA Champions League campaign, claiming a 3-0 win over Shakhtar Donetsk at the Metalist Stadium, while Tottenham Hotspur held to a 2-2 draw against Olympiacos in Athens last night. That's it for the news on the sporting front. Right now, let's take a look at what the weather looks like all around the country.
Thanks so much, Kat. Let's take a more comprehensive look at your weather across the country. But first, we take a look at those sunrise pictures. Our regular photographer, Ntokozo Makatini, sent us his sunrise from Johannesburg, where partly sunny conditions can be expected with increasing cloud cover towards the evening and a light breeze, reaching a maximum of 29 degrees. Celeste Taylor also sent us her sunrise picture from Muizenberg out in Cape Town, where intervals of cloud and sun can be expected with warm temperatures reaching a maximum of 26 degrees. Thank you so much, guys. You too can do the same by getting your pictures through to us on our Facebook page. It's Expresso Morning Show SABC3. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane, a low of 15 today, reaching a high of 31 degrees. If you're out in Mbombela, 16, that's where you start off, reaching highs of 36 degrees. Pretoria, the capital city, 18, peaking at 31 degrees today. If you're out in Johannesburg, 13, your low, reaching a high of 31. Mahikeng, 17, reaching a maximum of 28 degrees. Klerksdorp, 17, reaching highs of 35, with Kimberley at 14 and 35. If you're out in Bloemfontein, your low today is 11. You will peak at 34 degrees. And a couple of showers are expected for Richards Bay today. 19, that's your low, reaching highs of 27 degrees. Pietermaritzburg, 18 and 29, with high humidity for Durban today. 20, that's your low, reaching that high of 23 degrees. Mthatha, 15 and 28. And if you're out in East London, brace yourself for some high humidity today. 18, that's your low, reaching a high of 22 degrees. Craddock, things are definitely heating up for you today. 13, that's your low, reaching a high of 30, with Port Elizabeth at 18, reaching max of 24 degrees. George, 15 and 22, and the lowest temperatures in the country, that's Sutherland once more today, 6, that's your low, reaching a high of 26 degrees. If you're out in Cape Town, southeasterly winds traveling at 25 kilometers per hour, but your temperatures 15 and 28, and a northeasterly wind at 21 kilometers per hour, that's for Worcester, 16, that's where you start off, reaching a high of 36, with Springbok at 9 and a max of 34. And if you're out in Uppington, well, you've got the highest temperatures in the country today. 20, that's your low, reaching a high of 39 degrees. It's going to be a really, really hot one. That's where we leave it for now. The next report will be in just over half an hour.
All right, listen, we've been having the most fantastic time enjoying the journey of Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, as we make our way to finding out who will be those two new presenters. And that journey, unfortunately, came to an end for one Tandi Zistum Hlongo last night. Unfortunately, my sister, but I'm sure it must have been amazing along the way, and we're going to learn all about it. But we hopefully have sorted you out with a nice cup of coffee this morning. How do you like yours?
It's amazing.
How do you like your coffee?
I like my coffee dark.
Dark?
And strong.
And strong.
Like how I like my men.
On that beautiful that surely did excite Uncle Tabzi a little bit, and I'm sure it excited lots of you as well. Tandi will be with us this morning, so make sure that you are tuned in. If you've got some questions to ask her, you can throw those into the comments on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. In the meantime, let's take a short break. We'll see you on the other side.
Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Oh, you can make my day.
do we have with Thandi? How many interviews do we have with Thandi?
We have one.
Just the one.
We've got a very packed, jam-packed sponsor show today.
Okay.
I can leave after.
All right, yeah, then you'll have enough time.
What time's your show?
9 a.m.
Oh, okay. What time's your flight?
20 seconds.
5 p.m. Oh, so you're gonna miss the show today?
No, I'm going to.
Okay.
How big is?
Oh, you're gonna.
I have no time to set anything up. I don't have HDMIs.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Thursday. It's so good to be in your company. Thanks for joining us at the start of a brand new day. Now, we've been getting to know the top 10 finalists competing on Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition. And unfortunately, last night, that journey came to an end for our second eliminated contestant. Oh, she bows her head, but you don't need to. Queen, you did so well. This morning, Thandi Zistomhlongo joins us to reflect on the time that she spent in this grueling competition, but I think a very fruitful one as well. Let's give her a warm Expresso welcome. Sisto's in the house.
Oh, Mamsongo.
Yes, how are you guys?
Oh, man, good. So good. I mean, I watched you yesterday, and I've, of course, watched you throughout the entire process that you started from the first audition. But what was going through your mind when you found yourself in the spot challenge yesterday? Where did you think it might land?
You know when Tando said, when they went through my footage, it was boring. I was like, oh man, that's it right there. You know what I mean? Because you never want to get that reaction. Because I saw last week, and the people who got the not so great comments were the people in the bottom 2. So I was like, okay, bottom 2, let's get it, and then
Let's get it.
You know, and then I think I was just too calm.
Yeah?
You know, I think I was just like too relaxed. I wasn't as hungry maybe as some people, you know, and that's I think was the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing to be able to retrospectively reflect on that and then, you know, kind of self-critique, but in a positive way. Because when we were talking before we actually came back from the ad break, you said that this was a very necessary journey in your life.
Yeah.
Why?
Because, I mean, I'm a broadcaster, you know, and I'm a really good broadcaster, but I hadn't really ventured into television. I have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
So when I got onto television, I was like, okay, this is a whole other different ball game.
Yeah.
But then as soon as those lights came on and everything, I was like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
This is it, you know. Maybe this isn't the show, but SA hasn't seen the last of this
So it
place.
certainly reaffirmed it for you that
Yes.
you have a passion and love for this industry, and that's where you want to see yourself.
Definitely.
That's amazing.
The thing about Presenter Search is that it's not just a competition, is that the challenges that you do are real. You interview real celebrities, you work with real judges who give you real feedback. What would you say has been the highlight experience for you of this entire journey from the beginning to yesterday?
You know, in my job, I interview celebrities all the time, so I'm not fazed by that. I think the highlight was just the humblingness of, because you look at TV and it looks so easy, you know, and people are like, oh, you know, I could do that. Actually, honey, you cannot, you know, unless you really learn and grow and really put yourself in there. So that for me was the highlight, just learning and getting to know everybody and just getting to know the whole crew and just to kind of just be in the space, which I see on TV now. I'm here. I'm like, you know, anything is possible because this was just a dream a couple of months ago and now I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, hopefully, reaffirms that you're in the right place and you
Honey.
should be doing this and it's
Yes.
what you want to do.
And that for me is the biggest lesson, like, I should be here.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe not on the show, but I should be here.
Take us a little bit into those dreams when somebody taps into your mind's eye and you picture yourself maybe, let's say, 10 years from now. Where do you want to go with this,
honey.
this broadcasting industry?
Oh, honey, I want to be...
I feel like that's going to be your show. It's called Oh, Honey.
Oh, honey.
Oh, sweetie.
Like, I want to be, like, obviously internationally acclaimed as I'm a conversationalist, like having conversations with people, you know, so I want to obviously interview the greats. I want to be able to get in spaces that I never thought I could. And I just want people seeing me and seeing my journey to be like, you know what, if she could do it, I can do it too, because I'm just a girl from the hood. And now I'm in Cape Town at the Expresso studio.
Yes, queen.
Hello.
Look out for that show coming out like in 2020.
Yes, honey.
Oh, honey.
Oh, honey.
No, not yes, honey. Get it right.
Oh,
It's
honey.
It's
Oh,
oh, honey.
honey.
It's
Oh, honey.
What advice would you give to somebody who is watching this journey right now on Presenter Search on 3 and thinking to themselves, oh man, no, maybe not for me. Maybe not for me. What advice would you give them?
Funny you should ask me that. There's a friend of mine called Hope. She was also supposed to audition. And she made the video and she never posted it because everybody was telling her different opinions. So for me, it's like, cut the noise out. Do the things. You're going to fail. It is a competition. I'm not the only one who's going to be eliminated. There's still a bunch of people getting eliminated. It's not about that. It's about the fact that when you do fall, will you be able to get up? And how stronger do you get up? So it's not a game. It's real. get in here with your whole head in it. Otherwise, you're going to be finding yourself in the bottom too.
Oh, taking the leap of faith, man.
Yeah.
Very true.
It's beautiful.
Very true. Well, listen, it's been incredible having you on the journey, watching you from the very beginning. I said to you that your reaction when you were called out among the crowd as the #1 contender for Durban was one of the best live TV reactions I've ever seen. And I'm sure that you've already grown your fan base in such a big way, not just as a result of the show, but just who you are. And we're wishing you all of the best in the journey going forward.
And I'd still like to pick your brain on how you like your men, like your coffee. You and I must just have an
off-air, babes.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, it's cool.
So there are 6 more weeks on this journey to finding out who will take those 2 coveted presenting spots right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So do share in the exciting process with us by tuning into Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, every Wednesday at 7:30. Of course, you can catch those repeats every Saturday at 1 p.m. right here on SABC3, where the stage is yours.
Catch the repeat of Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, Saturday at 1 on SABC3, as the Top 10 Wake Up Challenge continues. With a viewer's choice winner coming in, who will impress the judges enough to stay in the competition? That's Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, Saturday at 1 on SABC3. The stage is yours. Own it.
Here is an incredible story. Growing up, Jarrell Matabula had no mentor to guide him towards studies after school, so it left him feeling a general absence of leadership for young people. Now, instead of just waiting for government or waiting forever, he saw his talent and love for dance as a way to beat social ills. Drawing like-minded and spirited township kids together, he formed the Indigenous Dance Academy and started what's become nothing short of a dance economy.
Following your dreams is not always easy, and nor is it easy to start and sustain your own business. But today I'm in Tembisa here to meet a young entrepreneur who's dancing to his own rhythm in life, Jarrell Matabula. Now, what's special about him is that he's helping others in his community to do exactly the same. Let's go meet him.
You good?
Awesome.
Cool, man. Welcome to IDA.
Wow, this is lovely.
That's no problem.
I love it.
Yep.
So you're the founder of the Indigenous Dance Academy, and you're using this academy to impact positively in your community. Tell me more about IDA and when and how it was formed.
I used to be a battle cat, so I used to dance at all different parties and just battle everyone. But everyone started liking how I dance, and it's like, yo, Jarrell, can you just teach us how to dance? And then that's when IDA opened up in the year 2005, and our break, bro, was so fun. You remember that one?
So when exactly did you realize that your passion for dancing could be a career?
I think when we got the exposure from the actual music videos, that people started booking us and started requesting, and I'm like, oh wow, we can get paid for this, and that's how the business element started coming through, and then we started performing in different shows, in different corporate companies, and all that stuff. Yeah.
What is it about dancing that ignites the fire in your soul?
You know, when you love doing what you love and you've got problems and you just want to get away from something, and when you get to that dance floor, rather all the problems go away, and the technique and the relevance of everything that's happening, that's actually has to mix the fire from the heart.
I joined IDEA about 3 years ago, and it's mainly for the love of dance. There isn't really a platform in the township to help you sort of pursue that talent. So IDEA was practically the only place I could go to in Tembisa, which offered an opportunity to grow as a dancer. The money we earn has really changed my life a lot. You know, I mean, I was able to take myself to school. I was able to study digital marketing. Some of the people within the academy started our own production house. We bought audio and video equipment. So we also have a side business on top of also having the dancing. So it's really changed our life, and we can actually feed our families now and take care of ourselves. If it wasn't for dancing, I don't think I would have gone to Europe and other parts of Africa. I want to dance until I'm like an old man.
I only knew African styles, so immediately when I got here, I've learned your pantsula, your street culture dancing. I've learned a lot from here, so now I'm able. It's been a couple of months, but yeah, I'm capable of doing a lot of dance genres. We've been overseas a couple of times, but I'd really like to be like your choreographer on a day-to-day basis overseas. That would be perfect for me.
I joined IDA when I was 12 years old. I was that person loving to dance, and I was scared to come here because I was seeing people that are older who were dancing here. They were rough, yo, and I was young. I can't be rough, so I practiced at home. And then I joined IDA, It helped me to be breadwinner at home and to support my family. I also have a kid. I support my kid with that money.
Thank you so much, General. I've seen some amazing things here today, and I think it's about time for me to learn. You guys are amazing. Is it time for me to learn the piano now? Yay! Okay, let's go. Ready. Business is not easy at all. What advice do you have for youngsters that want to get into business and entertainment?
I think the most important thing that the youth need to understand is that when you have passion and you put an effort in what you do, automatically everything comes through nicely. And you need to be patient because this industry, you're going to get a lot of rejections. The majority of the dancers that you see here are actually breadwinners. So you're looking at from the ages of 15 to actually 20. I'm like that's the oldest, which is 33. And we're all breadwinners and trying to make a difference in our families because background is really tough.
Looking at these amazing youngsters, how do you feel about the positive impact that you've made to your community?
I think the most important thing is when you see other people smile. Like happiness is key. And when you have that in your heart, I think everything just blends in nicely. And when you do what you love, and we're privileged that we do that and we get paid for it, I think that's the best element ever.
Says Jarrell, you don't need a qualification to dance. You just need talent and motivation. Then with income and opportunity, all sorts of doors begin to open.
Well, how wonderful is that? People doing small changes in their communities that just impact all of everybody's life in that space. But now, summertime is around here. The living is easy, but making choices on what to wear isn't so easy. Yeah, the linen might be easy. But Kat asked you earlier on if you guys wanted him to wear this T-shirt today by Edition or this beautiful Studio W linen shirt, which I absolutely am obsessed with.
Yeah, look, I mean, so this is what this would look like.
Yeah.
And that's what that would look like. So what do you think?
Much time.
Yeah, head on over to our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. We've got the two items there up so you can see them in a picture. And you need to let me know which one would you have me wear, the graphic T-shirt or the linen shirt. And we'll reveal your results very shortly. And that's what I shall don for the morning.
For the day.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see you on the other side of a break.
Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Thursday morning. So good to be in your company, and thanks for joining us at the start of a brand new day. Just before the break, we asked you to keep on voting to let me know what you think I should wear to end off the outfit. Maybe this graphic t-shirt or the linen shirt, because summertime is here and the linen is easy. This is what you had to say. Tanda Jackson says, go with the graphic tee, cats. Okay, cool. Then Ri Maseko says the linen shirt, please. Lebohang Mukele Malebza says, good morning, Expresso team. I think graphic tee will do, okay? Then Josephine Pixton, who's been indicated by Facebook here as one of our top fans, says, good morning. The t-shirt would look great with your denim shirt. Yeah? Denim shirt, no, okay. So graphic t-shirt to complete the look. I get where you're going with that. Lucian Kleinan says graphic tee, and one delay Mantosi says graphic tree. Okay, yeah, there are trees on the graphic as well. So it looks like the t-shirt has won unanimously. Thank you very much for voting. I shall don the t-shirt as you command. That's gonna be my outfit for this morning. Tabzi, it's decided.
It is decided, and hopefully that's your best look for today. But if anyone was in Joburg last weekend, then they would know that the 2019 Nedbank International Polo event was the place to be. Sporting fans and the best-dressed Mzansi stars, they all gathered there at the Inanda Club in Sandton to witness South Africa's take on New Zealand for the coveted season title. And our very own Tsulu was at the scene to capture it all.
Arriving at the Polo, you could have been walking into Fashion Week, with African influences from every corner of the continent setting the scene for an epic sporting contest.
They say polo is the sport of kings, and that's why it's only fitting that the guests here are dressed like royalty. Besides, what's a bit of polo without a dash of dazzling fashion?
With the theme Pattern Perfect, attendees were dressed to impress, showcasing their tailored florals, stripes, geometrics and bold statement pieces.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I've been in the polo game for the last 20 years, and having seen it evolved, it was always like very waspy, Ralph Lauren-y, and it's actually quite refreshing to see beautiful colors, bold colors, a lot of fashion coming out, whereas in the past it wasn't very fashion sense, so it's refreshing to see next to the field.
I think the polo traditionally has always had a structure, you know, where people conformed to a particular order, or, you know, but times are different. Things have changed. You know, expression is completely the order of the day, and how you determine that is completely up to you. So polo fashion is you.
For me, it's about looking different, it's about looking beautiful, it's about being comfortable more than anything, and something I try to do. Have to be comfortable, have to be beautiful, and have to stand out, really. And the big hats. This is one thing I was told about the big hats.
Polo fashion could be anything. Like, we used to watch the internationals, South African internationals, many years ago, where we used to sit in the back of cars. It wasn't as glamorous as this. So this is so nice to see how it's evolved and how much effort everyone makes to get dressed up. I mean, this is so chic, so gel. Everyone has taken so much effort to look their best, and it really shows. It really is amazing.
As is Nedbank's fresh perspective on how people see opportunity, investment and money. They call it new nobility.
Kenzie, how did Nedbank become involved with the polo?
So this is our second year of the sponsorship, and for us it's really about doing something for our clients that they enjoy. So if you look at all our sponsorship properties, it's really something that's a passion point for our clients, and polo just happens to be one of them. So last year we decided to come on board with the polo.
How does the 8 entrepreneurs showcasing their brands here today fit into this new theme?
So you have an opportunity if you're here at the polo, and by the way, you can actually do it on your social media as well, to either invest in someone's business, market their business, or buy their products. And that's part of what new nobility looks like. New nobility lifts. New nobility is not segregated. New nobility is about the community. So we've got brands like Aluta, which is beautiful shades, and I've bought a couple for myself. We've got brands like Ben & Co, they do beautiful jewelry, and that's what new nobility is. We hope, though, in the future that we start to broaden its interest in South Africa, but more than that, we want to use it as a platform to really drive entrepreneurship in South Africa.
Becky, as an entrepreneur, what does it mean for you and your brand, Ben & Co, to be showcasing here at the Nedbank Polo today?
It's really an honor, you know, because what Nedbank is actually doing is putting us out there so that people get to know, because it's very hard being a startup and not having the financial muscle to be out there in magazines, billboards and everything. So what Nedbank is actually doing is quite cool for us as a small business.
This is huge for our brand because more than just selling, I believe that today we're going to meet people that are going to take our brand to the next level. And we are very excited because we are launching our new range, which is silk and chiffon. So it's African print, but in silk and chiffon. So I'm very excited.
For me, new nobility resonates with my brand slogan, which is Reframing Africa, which talks about our mission to reframe the way Africa is seen by the rest of the continent, but most importantly, how we see ourselves. So in a nutshell, I can say African entrepreneurs, local business, we're the new nobility.
New nobility, I think it means every entrepreneur that is here today. I think showcasing, you know, the African print, the new design, you know, but I guess it's about doing good, you know. It's about being able to help others. It's about being able to put Africa on the map, and South Africa on the map specifically. And I think for me, nobility, that's what it just sums up.
As eyes turned to the final moments of the polo, there was much to celebrate on the field too, as Tom De Bruyn and South Africa took top honours.
For us, it was a really good day, and to all the guys that were involved. And you know, there's a lot of organisation to have an event like this, and we're grateful for the sponsors, Nedbank, and everyone involved.
Yeah, it was fantastic. The crowd was great. We really enjoyed our day. We were a bit slow starting, and the boys, your team was a bit good for us on the day. But no, we loved it. We've had a great time.
A huge and hearty congratulations goes out to our boys today for winning, and of course to our visitors, New Zealand. Well played, boys. But now that the main formalities are over, it's time to go and party into the night.
World-class entertainment, beautiful people, and the future of entrepreneurship. The Nedbank International Polo ticked all the boxes.
What an event.
Did you get your invite?
No, unfortunately
Sean,
not.
did you get yours? Were you at the polo?
No.
Wow.
Sean is such a busy man.
He
Ladies and
is.
gents, this is Sean McCollett, the newest face of SABC1, or on SABC1. He presents a brand new show called Instapreneurs, following the best of Mzansi's social media influencers all over the place. He hasn't got the time.
He doesn't. He really doesn't.
Time.
Yeah, well, he's made some time for us this morning. We'll be chatting to the man right after a short break. Stay tuned. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Excellent.
What's up, guys? This is Ndlovu Duma. I'm a media personality, a TV presenter, actress, and a mother. I am pineapple flavor, bright and sexy. I think pineapple is everyone's favorite. It's smooth, it's sweet, it's amazing. So definitely a winning team. Join me on the island, buy a Tropica bottle and see entry details on the bottle. Upload a video of yourself telling me why you'd be my ideal partner. And of course, upload it on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and the hashtag is TIOT9. When you bring in those auditioning videos, please do make sure that you are as real as possible. I want that dedicated somebody with the brain as well to think of the strategies and the plans, and of course that sexy body. Come on with it. Join me on the island and come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure, Carousel.
welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show. We're live, large and in charge on this Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us at the start of a brand new day. Now, there's lots of excitement in the air, and of course, it's because of this man who's sitting right next to me. And along with his face on screen, you can expect to see the likes of Mihlalin Damase, Thick Leonce, Sia Bunny, Dr. Smile, and more on SABC1's exciting new show called Instapreneurs. And this airs on Thursdays at 6 p.m. and a show that features prominent influencers and digital entrepreneurs on each episode and allows viewers to see them as they curate their social media content. So let's take a sneak peek at what you can expect on the show.
Welcome to Instapreneurs, the show that takes you behind the scenes to show you how your favorite social media stars make their money one post at a time.
Image is very important when it comes to branding, you know.
I found the most perfect outfit, so in season.
We've connected with people, places.
You must post every single day.
Take pictures with your phone.
Conquer the world, and who runs the world? Girls.
Hard work, dedication.
I think this is the life I was meant to live.
Catch Instapreneurs this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. on SABC1. Nzansi for sure.
And joining us on the couch to tell us more is top model and host of the show, Sean McCullough. Yes! Ladies, come on now. And they're still not even there. Anyway, listen, it's great to have you here, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Exciting
so
stuff.
Cool.
What a show.
Yeah, man.
Instapreneurs.
Instapreneurs. A bit of a tongue twister, isn't it?
Yeah, you gotta say it like 5 times before the ad break.
I used to have a list prior to shooting the show, so I think the show's title has gotten rid of the list, yeah.
Tell me about how you made it onto the show and your journey with the show thus far.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. I didn't think that I was going to be hosting the show because initially I was supposed to be the featured Instapreneur.
Oh, wow.
And then I got the call and they were like, would you be keen to host the show? I was like, yes, of course. And and everything kind of like happened within the span of like 2 weeks.
My goodness.
So it was pretty crazy and exciting, so yeah.
And I'm sure you've been enjoying every part of the journey as well.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite part of the show?
Getting to meet these people, you know. I've gotten to make friends with like Chef and Team Mihlali, all these guys, because they're just so incredible.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see all these guys, you know, that you see on social media, and you get to see them, get to see the unfiltered parts of them, of their lives, and so yeah, that's been like my favorite part of it.
Yeah, and we were talking just now during the ad break, and I was saying to you that not many people actually realize all of the tools and all of the team that's involved in making all of these posts that people double tap on that end up making these people the brands that they are and equaling their success. Why do you think it is so important that we educate the public on these digital entrepreneurs for them to know about what's going on behind the scenes?
It's really a skill, hey? It's really a skill. You've got to have an eye for it and you've got to be talented. Like, I mean, for someone like Mihlali, she shoots her own videos, she edits them, she posts them, she literally is an entire production.
And I mean, you say that, like, even the actual posting of the actual posting there's a bit of a science behind it. The time of day, what day, what the caption says.
Absolutely. The hashtag, if there's got to be one, you know, if it's got to be a sponsored post, you need to make sure that you post it at a certain time because your certain followers are on their Instagram page at a certain time. So you've got to have a lot of knowledge about Instagram prior to posting.
Exactly. What do you think a lot of the public out there, when they follow people online, don't get to see? What don't they get to see? Because obviously you are privy to this.
Yeah, I've got like a front row seat.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think just the fact that a lot of it is really just, it's all smokes and mirrors, to be quite honest with you. And it's all about selling an idea and selling a dream. And I think that's why a lot of people are drawn to certain followers, you know, because they it's aspirational but not out of reach. So I think that has been like the most interesting part, to see somebody being able to create that kind of like a world, you know, because it's really about curating the content and selling the dream on social media. And that's how these people get to have like lots of followers due to the fact that they are selling the dream.
I mean, but it's like a lot of successful brands all throughout the world. I mean, I'm reading Shoe Dog right now, and when you realize what Phil Knight went through to create what we now know as Nike worldwide,
you know what I mean?
It came from his passion. And a lot of people also have an inner passion to show off a certain part of their lives, their skills, and they've just found a way of packaging it beautifully and branding it and saying, well, here it is. Do you like? And then we say, double
tap.
You
Do
know what I
like
mean?
it or not? Yeah, you've got to be passionate about it, because think about it, a lot of people don't have so many followers due to the fact that they're like, so lazy to post, so lazy to curate content and all of that.
Yeah.
But people who are passionate about it, they wake up and they think about what photos they're going to take, where, how they're going to edit it, Photoshop and all that jazz. So, yeah.
So you've been part of the journey of some of these people in the sense of at least recording it and talking to them, and you have your own followers on Instagram as well. Talk to me about what it takes to create the perfect profile. Let's educate people out there. What does it take?
First of all, lighting. I'm looking at the studio, I'm like, I could literally live here, you know, because so much good lighting, you know. Also, you've got to know your angles, you've got to know your followers. Like for me, I know, for instance, that when I post a lot of topless pictures, unfortunately, that's when I get most of my likes,
Unfortunately.
You know? So, unfortunately, because I want to keep my clothes on, you know. But I know my audience, they love that. So it's important to really know your audience and be able to give them what they want to see on your follow, because I can't follow a chef and then I don't get to see food. So I guess with me, it's kind of like, I can't follow you as an underwear model and not get to see you wearing your underwear.
That's
so
true.
Give the people what they want.
And it's, maybe, correct me if I'm right, it's not always for the obvious reason why people want to, let's say, see you topless. Because some people might be looking at you as a form of inspiration, like, I really like the way that this guy trains and the way that his final kind of aesthetic product looks like, so I want to follow him for that reason. Some people are like, well, he looks good on my, as a screensaver, so I really want
to just, like,
you know,
looking
scroll
at
left through my abs over his abs.
You never know.
Understanding your audience is a very important thing. Having good lighting and knowing your angles is a very important thing in creating the perfect profile. Any last tips?
I would say just also knowing when to actually post, you know, and that obviously is dependent on engaging with your followers. So you know when you get less engagement and a lot of engagement, so you gotta figure that out, and the only way you can figure it out is by posting a lot and engaging with your actual followers.
Next episode of Instapreneurs, what can we expect?
Tonight we've got one of my personal favorite people. She's the lady who discovered me as a model, Thick Leonce.
Whoa.
So yeah, she's the one who was like, maybe you should be a model. I was like, I don't know what she's talking about, but I'm on the couch with Katlego, so yeah. So
there we go.
Thick Leonce. So tonight we've got Thick Leonce, and it's going to be an incredible one. I'm so excited, 6
p.m. on SABC1.
Fancy for sure.
My brother, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Good luck on your journey as well in inspiring so many out there. So make sure that you check out the show Instapreneurs with Mr. Sean McCollett, 6 p.m. on SABC1 tonight.
Well, things are heating up over this side of the building. That's the kitchen. It's kitchen time. It's cooking time. And whether you know it as chicken parmigiana, parma or parmi, the simple dish of pasta, tomato sauce, mozzarella and crumb chicken has become a worldwide favorite. Now, its origins are said to lie in Italy, but various versions of it have been adapted around the world. We've seen many different ones. Some serve theirs with pasta, some with French fries, and some with salad even. And some even skip all three and then only eat the sauce and the chicken. But whatever you taste or whatever your taste is, it's time to show you how it's done. Join us in another culinary journey filled with some Be Well deliciousness. Joining us in the kitchen is my favorite, Teresa Alyate. So good to see you, Teresa. Okay, so you have so much going on here.
Yes.
What do you call it, first of all?
Chicken parmigiana.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what's your recipe then?
So we've got chicken that we're going to use today. You can also use pork, it works really well. We're going to coat it in breadcrumbs, some beautiful flavors, and we're going to serve it in a tomato sauce, lots of cheese, basil. I mean, look, it just looks amazing.
Yeah, well, I'm already excited because I'm seeing the Be Well product over there. Yes. Of course, we know that Be Well is endorsed by the Heart and Stroke Foundation of South Africa. It carries that Cancer Smart Choice seal, which means that if you are health conscious, you are really in good hands. Yeah. It's from a diet and health perspective, it's high in vitamin E and omega-3s, which helps lower the risk of heart disease, depression, and arthritis. And of course, it's naturally cholesterol-free.
Yes,
and the smoke point of it is something to talk about as well.
Yes, we're going to get to that.
It's got a very high smoke point, right? Which means that you can actually get to taste the flavors of your food coming through.
That's right, that's right.
Perfect.
And if you're frying, it's absolutely perfect. So we've got some panko breadcrumbs here, and I've added some mixed spice and some garlic powder. So that's going to flavor it nicely. So give that a mix.
Nice.
And then we've got our chicken breast fillets here, and what we've done is we've sliced them in half lengthways, so you make them nice and thin. So season those with a bit of salt and pepper.
I've seen some people even slice them in half and stuff the salt and pepper in them. Is that a normal thing to do?
You can also do that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. And as I said, if you need another kind of protein, then pork works really well.
Yeah.
So season your chicken and then pop it into some lightly beaten egg. Do that.
Okay.
A little bit messy, and then into your breadcrumbs.
Obviously,
Would
to
you
get
like
that to stick, I want to get involved.
But you can use the fork.
Okay, well, the keyword for this is Be Well. If you want the recipe sent to your phone, SMS Be Well to 33728. We'll send you a link. It's pretty simple to make, based on what you were explaining earlier.
Very, very. This is a great weeknight dinner as well because it's quick and it's delicious, nutritious. So you want to coat those nicely. I'm going to get the stove on. And we're going to be using our Be Well grapeseed oil, which, as you mentioned, has a higher smoke point. So it's perfect for frying.
Fantastic. The nice thing I like about these is that you really can sort of host on a serious fine dining experience at your house, or even just for an ordinary weekday supper with the fam.
So we're going to coat that. If you want to, you can actually double coat it, which I love to do, just for extra crunch.
Okay, is that why you do it?
So pop that on. We're going to pop them into the frying pan, and you're going to cook them for about 4 minutes per side until the coating is golden and crispy.
The thing is about frying, right, is that sometimes it goes golden and it looks crispy, but how can you really tell that as soon as you bite in there, it's not alive and ready to start running out of your hands?
Well, what's important is that you don't get the oil too hot, because then the outside is going to burn and the inside will be raw. So keep it over a medium heat, and if you go by sort of 4 minutes per side, depending on the thickness, that's usually a good
That's a good sign. Okay, well, that keyword, once again, just in case you want to get the recipe sent to you on your cell phone, is Be Well. SMS Be Well to 33728, and we will gladly send it through to you. And just in case you missed any of these steps, that SMS will contain all of those details for you.
That's right.
I mean, the only thing left is for us to taste. To be honest, is that I get the gist of all of that, but this looks so delicious.
So, yeah, so we need to assemble. I'm just going to turn these guys over.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is pop some tomato sauce into our dish.
What do you do that for? Are you trying to neutralize the flavor?
No, this is going to add flavor and make it nice and saucy. And then what you would do, we're going to cook these off for a few more minutes, but you would pop your golden chicken pieces onto the sauce, pop some mozzarella on top, and then put the whole thing in a hot oven until the cheese is melted and golden. And we've used mozzarella today, but you could use cheddar as well, which works really, really well.
Okay.
And then it comes out looking like that.
Oh, Teresa, look at that.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, if you are looking to impress on a dinner night, this is the go-to meal. But equally, if you are looking to just make a really quick and convenient meal for the family, this is your go-to. Be Well to 33728. Thank you so much. Kat, come through.
Hey, Teresa, how are you?
You want to taste some of this?
Listen, I'll come on this side. Sean and I were just talking about the amount of chicken breasts that one needs to eat if you want to build
he
a
knows a
physique
thing
like
or two
that.
about that.
So if you can find a creative way of making them not just look but taste great like this.
And then you can serve it with any kind of pasta that you like, a bit of basil, a bit of extra sauce.
Or salad.
Absolutely, or salad.
It's really up to you. There are no rules, eh?
Yeah.
What do you
Anywhere
think?
like.
Oh my God, you got, is that egg around it?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Breadcrumbs.
That's amazing.
Okay, well, I'm going to be
Juicy.
having some of that for myself, and hopefully by the time this show ends, I look something like Sean. Just something like, even if I see a vein just like running across, then I know I've done well. Eh? No?
There can be miracles.
Be Well, 33728 for SMS you a link to the recipe. Haters gonna hate it. Bring my chicken.
Please.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you. Hey.
Hey, hey, it's your birthday. Hey, Thursday, it's the birthday. That actually works. It's a beautiful day, man. Thursday, the 19th of September. What?
Are you sure?
Please, okay. It's your birthday, and so we're looking to celebrate with you. Thank you for all the birthday wishes that you've sent through. And it is our time now to say happy birthday to you.
Indeed. We've got lots of birthdays to get through, and we're starting off with Minki Mulaudzi wishing a happy 30th birthday to the youngest tricentenarian, a person whose age is between 30 and 39 years. If you didn't know, that's what it means.
Tricentenarian?
Tricentenarian. I'm learning. I'm seeing this for the very first time in my life. So basically, it's about, what are they saying here? It says, do you remember how it feels to be young?
This is from your big
sister's asking if you remember how it feels to be young. This is your big sister Poppy, Nale, Wanga, and Azwi. Happy birthday, Minki Mulaudzi. It's also Mother Gertrude Villakazi's birthday today, and the family wants to wish her all the best. They say, we love you very, very much, and we hope that you have a great day. This is from your children, Mama Gertrude. Happy birthday.
Beautiful. Also, happy birthday to Hannah, a big 9 years old today. Happy birthday, my angel. Enjoy your day. Lots of love. This is from Uncle Howie, Auntie Stacy, Caitlin, Hayden, and Zach. Hip, hip, hooray! That's what they say. Ashwell Lesh is finally 19 years old today, so happy 19th birthday, which would make it a crown birthday, wouldn't it?
It is.
Because it's turning 19 on the 19th. The message says, may God keep blessing you with many more years to come. Enjoy your day. This is from Auntie Meryl, Uncle Jonathan, and your cousins. We have a lot of love for you, Ashwell.
Well, here's another really sweet message. It says, always be the bright and shining star that you are. It's for Karine Barkhazen. It says, Karine Barkhazen, we love you more than all the stars that shine down on us. May God carry you on his hands and bless you with everything your heart desires. Happy 12th birthday, baby. Lots of love from Mum Belinda, Dad Chris, and Brother Christian.
Absolutely amazing, beautiful message there.
And Ashraf. Ashraf is celebrating his birthday today, and the message says, today my husband Ashraf was born. Slamat, you on your 40th birthday, and thanks to the Almighty for all that he has done for you. Thank you for being the best dad to our kids. Love from your wife, Akira, and kids Ziad, Aisha, and Akifa. Happy birthday, Ashraf.
You know what Slamat means?
No, what does it mean?
You need to diversify your friend pool. Happy 3rd birthday to Naila.
Do you know
the message? I do. Can I just read this message, please?
Okay.
It says, may Allah grant you many more blessings. You are the sunshine of our day. Love from Hassant and Madania. Then also happy 12th birthday to our amazing daughter, Zara Lee. May you continue to stay the fun and loving child that you are. We love you a lot. This is from your cousin, from your mom, sorry, Candace, Daddy, and your sister.
Sweet. Here's a message for Cassidy Daniels. It says, we're wishing our daughter Cassidy Daniels a happy 15th birthday. Have a blessed and beautiful day. We love you so much. This is from your dad, your mom, and your brothers. Happy birthday. Here's another one here for Mika Collins. Happy 9th birthday to our beautiful son, Mika Collins. May all of God's richest blessings be showered on you from this special day onwards. We love you. This is from Daddy, Mummy, and Sister Luca. And lastly, we've got Stephanie Bennett, who's turning 14 today. It says here, may the Lord bless her and grant her all the best wishes, or her best wishes. Love from Mummy, Daddy, Sister Shia Ann, as well as baby brother Joshua. That's where we wrap it for this morning. If you are celebrating your birthday, if you know anyone that's celebrating their birthday, we want to hear from you. Send us those WhatsApps. A 15-minute long video will do on WhatsApp. The number is 071-640-6551. Of course, you can still send us those emails. It's birthdays@cordova.tv with the person's picture, their name, a sweet message, and how old they're turning. Right now, though, it's time for us to check out what's happening in and around the world with Kat in the news.
Your news headlines on this Thursday morning at the top of the hour. President Cyril Ramaphosa says necessary amendments are needed to South Africa's law and policies to ensure that perpetrators of gender-based violence are dealt with. The president addressed a joint sitting of both houses of parliament yesterday, and he said South Africa is one of the most unsafe places in the world for a woman to live in, with levels of violence that are comparable to countries which are at war. He said the government would be implementing a number of mechanisms as part of various interventions to deal with the issue. Meanwhile, the Constitutional Court has ruled that spanking a child is unconstitutional. The court yesterday confirmed the 2017 judgment of the High Court in Johannesburg, which found that disciplining children physically violates their rights. Freedom of Religion South Africa approached the Constitutional Court to overturn this ruling, while child rights groups and the South African Council of Churches pushed the court to confirm it. Chief Justice Mogoeng delivered a judgment and said children can be effectively disciplined without resorting to moderate or reasonable chastisement, which includes the rod. Taking a look at the international front, the United States government will be contributing 11 billion rand to the fight against HIV and AIDS pandemic in South Africa in the next year. Earlier this year, during the 9th South African AIDS Conference in Durban, organizers raised concerns that the funding of HIV and AIDS programs was no longer equal to the magnitude of the problem. Acting American Ambassador to South Africa, David Young, said the money will be used in different HIV and AIDS programs. Young also said just because more people now have access to ARVs does not mean the pandemic is over. Saudi Arabia's defense ministry yesterday showed off what it says is wreckage of drones and cruise missiles that prove Iranian involvement in weekend attacks on 2 oil facilities. It said 18 drones and 7 cruise missiles were fired from a direction that ruled out Yemen as a source. Iran has denied any involvement and warned it would retaliate against any military response. President Donald Trump earlier announced he had instructed the Treasury to substantially increase U.S. sanctions on Iran following the attacks. And finally, 14 years after an elephant named Louis-Jacques was rescued from the wild as an orphan calf, she has returned to introduce her own baby to the humans who saved her. Louis-Jacques was only 5 months old when rescuers from the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust found her stranded in a drought-stricken region of Kenya. Now, after recovering, she happily spent her adolescence surrounded by an adopted herd of other orphaned and rescued elephants. Her recent visit was a very special one. She had just given birth to a female calf, and she wished to introduce the baby to her rescuers. As of now, Louis-Jacques is staying close to the wildlife shelter so she and her calf can enjoy extra support from her human friends. Well, on that heartwarming note, those are your news headlines. And let's take a look at what's happening right now in the world of sport. Now, the Springboks have named an unchanged side who beat Japan 41-7 to face the All Blacks in Yokohama in the 2019 Rugby World Cup Pool B opener on Saturday. Coach Rassie Erasmus once again named Siya Kolisi as captain, and veteran player Dwayne Vermeulen will make his 50th appearance for the Boks. This will be the same Boks starting lineup and bench who beat Japan in a World Cup warm-up match 2 weeks ago, and the Springboks and the All Blacks will go head-to-head on Saturday at 11:45 a.m. Good luck, boys. On the cricket front, Indian captain Virat Kohli hit an unbeaten 72 runs from 52 deliveries to lead his side to a 7-wicket win over South Africa in the second T20 International in Mohali last night. Proteas captain Quinton de Kock smashed 52 off 37 deliveries, helping South Africa reach 149 runs in their allotted 20 overs. But the hosts, however, chased down that target of 150 in 19 overs to win the match. The third T20 will take place on Sunday, with India leading the series 1-0. In football news, reigning English Premier League champions Manchester City had a perfect start to their UEFA Champions League campaign, claiming a 3-0 win over Shakhtar Donetsk at the Metalist Stadium, while Tottenham Hotspur was held to a 2-2 draw against Olympiacos in Athens last night. Spurs threw away a 2-goal lead as they were forced to settle for a point in their tournament opener. City, however, claimed a comfortable win over Shakhtar Donetsk as they continued their bid for a first Champions League win. And those are the headlines in as far as the sporting world is concerned right now. Let's give you an update on the traffic.
Thank you very much, Kat. Let's take a first look at your roads this morning. We start off in Gauteng, out in Germiston, where there has been an accident on the N12 westbound. That's before the R24 interchange. Heavy delays can be expected from Craft Road, so please do approach with caution. In the Western Cape in Philippi, on the M7 northbound, there is congestion that's between Moorgenster Road and the M10. The average traveling speed over there is 10 kilometers per hour, with delays up to 15 minutes. And off to the train lines, there is an extended travel time of 20 to 30 minutes. That's on the Wellington line due to TFR resignaling restrictions between Kraaifontein and Steckland. Single line working between Brackenfell and Belleville, and infrastructure problems are ongoing in those areas, as well as various other areas and speed restrictions as well. That's where we leave it for now. The next report will be in just over half an hour. And now we take a look at your temperatures, but first we take a look at your sunrise pictures. Thank you so much, Abdul Safadine, for sending us your sunrise picture from Cape Town, where times of cloud and sun can be expected with warmer temperatures reaching a maximum of 28 degrees. Lorenzo Lamini also sent us his sunrise picture from Mitchell's Plain here in Cape Town, where partly cloudy conditions can be expected with a couple of showers towards the evening, reaching a maximum of 28 degrees. Thank you so much. You too get your picture through to us on our Facebook by using the hashtag Expresso Show. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane, a low of 15 today, reaching a high of 31 degrees. If you're out in Mbombela, you start off at 16, that's your low, and a high of 36 degrees. Pretoria, 18 and a max of 31 degrees. Johannesburg, 13 and 31. Mahikeng, 17, that's your low, reaching a high of 28. If you're out in Klerksdorp, 17, peaking at 35 degrees for you. Kimberley, 14 and 35. With Bloemfontein coming through with 11, that's your low, reaching a high of 34 degrees. If you're out in Richards Bay, a couple of showers are expected for you today. 19, that's your low, reaching a high of 27. And if you're out in Pietermaritzburg, 18, that's where you start off. And of course, you will shoot up to those temperatures of 29 degrees. High humidity for Durban is expected today. 20, that's your low, reaching a high of 23. With Mthatha pulling a 15 and 28. High humidity is expected for East London today. 18, that's your low, reaching a high of 22, with Craddock at 13, reaching a max of 30 degrees. If you're out in Port Elizabeth, the friendly city, 18, reaching a high of 24. And George, you've got 15, reaching that max of 22 degrees. Sutherland, you've got the lowest temperatures in the country today. 6, that's your low, reaching a high of 26. With a southeasterly wind traveling at 25 kilometers per hour expected for Cape Town. 15, that's your low, reaching highs of 28. If you're out in Worcester, expect northeasterly wind traveling at 21 kilometers per hour, and your temperatures 16 and 36. With Springbok coming through at 9, reaching a high of 34. And the highest temperatures in the country today is Uppington, 20, that's your low, reaching a high of 39 degrees. Well, whatever the weather, make it a feel-good type of day, and we'll be back with another update in the next half an hour.
Whoa. All right, hanging out with Sean McCullough, host of Instapreneurs, of course, which you can catch tonight on SABC1 at 6 p.m. And we were just chatting tech, and you're quite a tech-savvy guy.
I like to think I am, yeah. I like to think of myself as a tech-savvy
You've got that connected home where your watch is connected to your phone, to your laptop, to your tablet, to your TV,
everything,
to your fridge.
Yeah.
What tech device can you not live without?
Absolutely. My phone.
Your phone?
I can't, yeah. Like even right now, I'm like, where's my phone?
All right, so after a break, we'll be talking about the latest news from the world of tech and something pretty cool, or rather creepy, depending on how you want to interpret it, an app called My. And it purports that it can read a conversation and based on your interaction with somebody, tell you the probability of true love existing in there. What do you think of that?
I think I need that in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
You single?
Why are you doing
Boom boy.
Discover the new language of travel. Marry at Bonvoy. 30 hotel brands, endless experiences, rewards reimagined.
Show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso live right here on SABC3. It's a beautiful Thursday. The weekend is knocking. Ket's already feeling it. Yeah, that says dance for the weekend. Absolutely.
No. This is me in the tech world.
Robotics.
Yeah.
Robotics.
Don't you see the graphics in front of me right now?
Yeah, he's definitely had a lot of coffee. But listen, it's time for us to check in with what's happening in the world of tech. There's always so much happening.
Yeah.
AI is taking over.
Absolutely. The next step in AI, perhaps for AI to assist us in finding true love, maybe? Well, there's a new AI assistant called Mai, which passes text conversations to estimate the compatibility and personality of the individual that you're chatting with, scoring along 5 traits, which include openness, emotional control, extroversion, agreeableness, and conscientiousness. So right now, the app can only analyze conversations with WhatsApp or from WhatsApp, which conveniently lets a user export an entire chat log, and then once the conversation is whizzed over to Mai's service, it crunches them through a series of algorithms that then search for clues throughout. Then Mai, it basically needs about 1,000 words to perform its diagnostics, and then the creator, S. Lee, began tinkering with the idea of this program to measure romantic interest after watching a clueless friend get ghosted after a date. So Lee then took his friend's phone, then scrolled through the text messages and saw that the friend had actually misinterpreted the conversational subtext. They were reading, but they weren't really reading and understanding what was being said.
That's what my worry is that if this AI is going to take only 1,000 words out of an entire exchange of conversation and try and see if we're compatible, I'm concerned it might misread the situation.
But here's the thing, it only needs 1,000 words to make some kind of diagnostic, but obviously, depending on what you give it, it can then consume more input and give you basically a better output. I sound like I'm promoting the app, but I'm not at all. No, I don't want this app. Anyway, so this is the story that led to Mai being invented, where data and AI is being used to interpret the subtle signs in our usage of language that we may be oblivious to, and thus maybe increase your chances of true love. What do you think? Would AI be capable of understanding human emotions and subtext and stuff like that, intent?
Well, listen, we always hold back when we hear these stories, and then it happens and we all just like adopt. So I'm not gonna bash it. If it comes, it comes. We'll try it out, and who knows, we find love. Who knows? But
you sound so hopeful.
Yeah, this story for me, I think, is the story I'm more sort of aligned to. So autonomous driving cars obviously aren't too far off, regardless of what naysayers think. Another big step in the right direction is a new 3D technology from Outside that they say can detect and identify clothing and ice. Something new to the industry. Clothing and ice. It's something new in the industry that is bound to absolutely increase safety, because of course there's been lots of safety concerns around this sort of technological advancement. So Outside's 3D semantic camera uses low power shortwave infrared. These are lasers that basically can scan hundreds rather than tens of meters ahead, like LIDAR, right? Or LIDAR. Now, combined with the company's algorithms that allows it to not only see the full environment in real time, but also pick out materials like ice, cloth, and skin.
Okay, all right.
Which means a lot, right? It means
because I'm thinking if you're driving the car and there's like sleet on the road, and it might be dangerous, the car can tell you maybe drive a bit more carefully.
Or someone passed out while they were drunk on the side of the road, and now it will detect their skin and clothing.
Because that's what happens, right? You find people passed out on the side of the road.
Very much.
What neighborhoods are you driving in,
It means that the camera can safely detect pedestrians, I told you, or ice on a road. Now, it allows self-driving systems to slow down or apply the right amount of braking to avoid a skid, for instance. So it's currently in the process of being developed. Of course, the tech will provide key providers in the automotive and aeronautics and security markets, meaning that we can expect it in our smart vehicles pretty soon, along with other applications.
Very, very cool news.
I like that.
Yeah, let us know what you think about these stories. Would you trust AI to find love for you? Would you trust your car to slow down for you if it were to detect some drunken pedestrian on the side. Wait, when last did you drive past somebody who was passed out on the side of the road from drunkenness?
Just now, this past weekend. It's a normal thing for me that I see all the time. Every weekend when I come back from the places.
Get an insurance quote and stand a chance to win one of 6 Samsung S10 smartphones. Simply SMS the keyword business to 31492 for a call back and quote, and you could be a winner.
All right, we're back in the kitchen with Teresa Ulyate. Now, how many people does it take to stuff a chicken? Just one. I mean, how much cheese do you really need in a chicken? Well, you can have as much as you want. And Teresa's here to show us how to make a clover cheesy stuffed chicken. Oh, man, that final result looks incredible.
It looks amazing.
Look, if you're looking for the different ways in which you can enjoy a chicken, especially if you want to have the high-protein packed chicken breasts, then this is a way that you can kind of spice it up quite nicely in your recipes, right?
And we're going to be making a beautiful spicy tomato sauce to go with that. So lots of flavor, lots of nutrition.
Okay, let's get started.
Yes, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stuff our chicken. So what we've done is we've butterflied the chicken. So that means we've sliced it lengthways, but not all the way through. So it is joined on one side.
It kind of creates this heart shape.
That's
if you look at it. Okay.
Yes. So pop some cheese on. This is our clover cheddar, a piece of tomato, and then you're going to roll that up.
Yes.
So just.
So it's like you're making a toasted cheese and tomato sami, except instead of bread, you've got
chicken.
The chicken over there. And of course, clover cheese manufactured using pasteurized, standardized cow's milk. It's ideal in use for lunch boxes, on sandwich toasts, toasties if you want to make them as well. It's delicious for salads and meals. And they've got a range of flavors, a variety, including cheddar, gouda, tasses, white cheddar, mature cheddar, cheese blocks, feta. So depending on your flavor profile and what you would like to have, they've got you covered.
Something for everyone.
Excellent.
So once you've rolled it, just use a couple of toothpicks to keep that all in place.
Oh my goodness. So you can already imagine that once that cheese melts, it's going to explode.
Delicious.
When you cut it open.
So pop those into your roasting tray, and then we're going to make a tomato sauce to go with that. Yeah. So I'm going to start off with some olive oil.
What I love about this so far is that just this part, which is probably the main part of it all, is so easy.
Exactly.
So putting together a meal doesn't have to be troublesome at all.
So if you come home from work and you need a quick idea, this is perfect. Onions, some garlic.
SMS the keyword clover to 33728. We'll send you a list of the ingredients as well as a link to the recipe. What's that?
So we've got some paprika, a little bit of spice.
That's smokiness.
Yes, delicious. And then I've got some fresh herbs, parsley and thyme.
Lovely
I'm going to put those in. Then we've got tomatoes, fresh chopped tomatoes and tin tomatoes.
And tin tomatoes. But in equal measure?
Yes, yeah.
So one portion, one tomato to one can of chopped tomatoes. So wait, one chopped tomato to one can of chopped tomatoes.
Yeah.
There were too many choppings that I had to mention. I was like, no, I'm probably chopping this wrong. Okay.
Don't forget to season with salt and pepper, of course. And then you're going to fry that off for 5 minutes. So again, very, very quick and easy.
Wow.
Putting it all in there. Lots of flavor. I mean, you can smell the aromas.
And I'm thinking like the most difficult part of this recipe so far would probably be dicing the onions into those small little cubes. And you don't even need to just go like long ways or just rough chop it while you're on the phone. Just get it done.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be difficult.
Super, super quick. So we'll let that simmer for 5 minutes. We have a ready-made one here. So all we're going to do is put that over our chicken.
Look at that.
So scoop that over.
So just make sure every piece of chicken has enough, because you want it nice and covered. SMS the keyword clover to 33728 once again. Boom!
There we go. And then the final touch is our cheese.
Okay.
So would you like to do the cheddar? I'll do the feta.
Okay.
So we're going to sprinkle that on top.
I'll do the cheddar, you do the feta. Because the cheddar, the feta, the feta, the cheddar, the feta, the cheddar, whatever.
And once that's on, you're going to pop that in the oven until the chicken is cooked through and it's golden and bubbling. And then serve it with a beautiful fresh side salad.
Oh, because that obviously is going to form a nice little cheesy crust on top.
There we go.
That's just amazing.
I
mean, just allow it to live its best life. Don't be shy. The feta,
there we go.
Okay. How long is that going to go for again?
So I would say about half an hour, so until the chicken's cooked through and the cheese is melted and bubbling.
180 degrees, right?
Yes, perfect.
No need for a grill or anything like that. And then when it comes out...
It looks like that.
Oh,
Get your salad on the table and so quick and easy and so much flavor.
In fact, that was so quick and easy, you might have actually missed out if you blinked. So let's show you how you make it.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares. Clover, for the love of cheese.
Made with love by Clover.
Midweek dinner madness can be a real problem, but if you have a great recipe, then you'll have a great dinner, like this Easy Clover cheesy stuffed chicken. Add 2 slices of Clover cheddar cheese to a butterfly chicken breast and repeat. Next, add 2 slices of tomato and crumbled clover feta. Carefully roll up each chicken breast and secure with toothpicks to ensure the stuffing doesn't spill out. Add a touch of pride to a hot pan. And then add 1 finely chopped onion, 2 chopped garlic cloves, a tablespoon of paprika, season to taste, and add a few sprigs of fresh thyme and parsley. Sauté for a few minutes. Next, add a tin of chopped tomatoes and cook for another 5 minutes. Pour the cooked tomato sauce over the stuffed chicken breasts and cover with grated Clover cheddar cheese. Bake in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 20 to 25 minutes until the chicken is cooked through. Delicious, cheesy, and packed with flavor, this Clover cheesy stuffed chicken is best served with a fresh seasonal salad and roast vegetables.
Made with love by Clover.
Delicious. SMS Clover to 33728 and look at that. That could be your dinner tonight. Very easy, very nutritious, very delicious. Teresa, thank you very much.
Such a pleasure.
I literally think I'm going to try that out tonight. But I've got to get somebody to come and taste this
Yes,
so
good idea.
we can get a good opinion. So, Sean, do you want to come in?
Ooh. You don't need to say
He's
my
the
name
man,
twice.
he's the-
That looks amazing.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, got the cutlery.
Yummy.
Got this for you, sir. A knife and a fork. All right. Do your thing.
Here we go.
Get
We're
in
about
there.
to have the entire thing, guys.
What? No, just TV bite. TV bite.
bites, okay.
Yeah.
With the cheesiness.
Get some cheese and tomato in there.
With the broth, with the sauce.
Wow.
Are we doing
That
things?
is amazing, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna do
Worthy of your Instapreneur post?
This gets an 11 out of 10 and a post on my Instapreneurs
Whoa.
page.
Double tap.
Double tap.
Nice one.
Love it.
Yay.
Cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares. Clover, for the love of cheese.
Made with love by Clover.
So learning from the Instapreneur himself, the host of the show. So if I were to take this and put it on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you take the picture, right? So I've got this intelligent sensor on the phone. It'll see that it's a food picture.
I'm pretty good at this.
Are you pretty good? Okay, you make this look good.
Look.
So you get the angle.
Okay.
Are you going to cut out the...
Gonna cut out,
look at
yeah,
that.
Look at that.
Oh, that looks good.
Wow.
Lighting.
I mean, imagine this.
There we go.
On your Instagram feed, just climb in, just get inside the bowl. Double tap, double tap, double tap.
Hashtag mouth-watering.
Yeah.
That's the official hashtag. Thank you very much, Teresa. SMS Clover to 33728, and we'll see you on the other side of a short break.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Delicious.
Just let it be.
Hi, my name is Kesabia, and I pretend to be other people for a living. Come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure Carousel. To join me on the island, all you have to do is buy a bottle of Tropica, follow the entry details, upload a video of yourself telling me why you'd be my ideal partner. Upload it on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Hashtag TIOT9. And you could join me in paradise and find smooth fame and fortune.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Thursday morning. So good to be in your company at the start of a brand new day, hanging out with Mr. Sean McCollett, host of Instapreneurs. And of course, you can catch him on SABC1 tonight at 6 p.m. New episode featuring Thick Leonce.
Thick Leonce.
One of the foremost. She's a photographer, right?
And I understand, yeah, she's a photographer.
Yeah.
Where are you from, guys?
Potchefstroom.
Yeah, I understand she's from Potch too.
Thick Leonce from Potch?
Yeah.
Shout out to my hometown girl. I didn't even know that.
I mean, I came prepared, man. I did my research on you. I'm like, yeah.
And speaking of hometown people, let's speak about home country people that are making us super, super proud out there. It's been a thrilling ride following in the journey of Limpopo's Ndlovu Youth Choir. I don't know if you've been following the story.
It's been amazing.
Of course, yeah. They've been endeavoring to shine on the world stage in one of the biggest reality TV show competitions, of course, America's Got Talent. Now, their rising finale performance was a special rendition of Africa by Toto, which got both the judges and the audiences on their feet in a moment of pure elation. Take a look at this. Gosh, the energy, the life, the choreography, the music, it's all in there.
I want to be there. I want to be there. Amazing.
Man. So that was on Tuesday night, right? And last night they took to the stage alongside one of the world's biggest DJs, Kygo, as we all waited with bated breath to find out the results of the intense competition. Now, even though the Ndlovu Youth Choir didn't place in the top 3, that doesn't matter. We are still immensely proud of their progress throughout their entire competition, and we can't wait to see how they'll continue to take the world by storm. I think they deserve a round of applause from all of us. Well done, guys. Well done to Rolf and the team and all of those young people there that have just showcased what we're all about, what South Africa is, what the African continent is. How proud are you? How proud are you, man?
That's so incredible, you know. And I feel like, you know what, even though they didn't win, they're still winners, man. Because imagine that amount of exposure. America's Got Talent.
At such a young age,
dude,
right?
That is incredible. So I think they're about to do some great things, man. But again, it's just proud of them. They're flying that SA flag.
I mean, imagine going into an interview and a part of your resume is, I was a member of the Ndlovu Youth Choir that made it to the finals of America's Got Talent. That's like...
I mean, I'd walk into a room and they'd be like, what's your name? Yeah, sure. And I was on America's Got Talent.
So as you can imagine, messages of congratulations and love have been pouring in on social media, with the likes of Mandy Hill saying, even though you didn't win AGT, you're obviously on your way to huge fame and success due to your outstanding talent. Brenda Matthews wrote, I'm proud of your beautiful performances. To me, you're still #1. You are still stars. And the director and conductor, Ralph Schmidt, also couldn't be prouder. Saying ahead of the results announcement, he said this: to see the kids from the dusty streets of Limpopo standing on the stage in the final of America's Got Talent is surreal. I couldn't be prouder. Their performance was so good. And from us as the Expresso family, we'd like to wish the Ndlovu Youth Choir, their families, and every single one of the people that are involved in making these wonderful kids' lives possible and for them to showcase what they have on stage. We want to wish you well and say, we can't wait to welcome you like heroes back home.
Dude,
you've been truly stunning.
From Limpopo to one of the biggest stages in the world. That's incredible, you know. It's inspiring also. Like, you can do that.
Following in the steps of the likes of like Shoma Josie, the Limpopo Champions League, from Limpopo to the world.
That's amazing.
Do you know the lyrics to John Cena?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I didn't.
Because I was about to just say like, I got a fair.
I could tell. That's why I quickly said, no, I don't.
From Limpopo to the world, indeed. Time for us to take a look at at those news headlines. President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa is one of the most unsafe places in the world for a woman to live in, with levels of violence that are comparable to countries which are at war. The president addressed a joint sitting at both houses of parliament yesterday. The Constitutional Court has ruled that spanking a child is unconstitutional. The court yesterday confirmed the 2017 judgment of the High Court in Johannesburg, which found that disciplining children physically violates their rights. In international news, the United States government will be contributing 11 billion rands to fight the HIV and AIDS pandemic in South Africa in the next year. Acting American Ambassador to South Africa, David Young, says just because more people now have access to ARVs does not mean the pandemic is over. Saudi Arabia's defense ministry yesterday showed off what it says is wreckage to drones or of drones and cruise missiles that proves Iranian involvement in weekend attacks on 2 oil facilities. President Donald Trump has said U.S. sanctions on Iran will be substantially increased. And finally, it's the first time the Oval Bowled Rugby World Cup extravaganza has been held in Asia. And with the opening matches scheduled for tomorrow, visitors are already enchanted with the hosts' beer traditions. Tournament organizers are terrified that the rugby fraternity will drink the stadiums dry, and with good reason. At the 2015 World Cup in England, 1.9 million litres of beer were sold. Venues that also host soccer matches said their rugby crowd drank 6 times more on average. But never fear, conscious that a dry bar equals miserable fans, the tournament beer sponsor has stepped up production by 80%. Also, more than 1,650 roaming beer hawkers will be on hand to serve the thirsty if the tension or the heat gets too much. That's where we leave it for now. Let's find out what Kat has for us for sports.
Well, here's to hoping the tension or the heat won't get too much for the Springboks. Now, they've named an unchanged side who beat Japan 41-7 to face the All Blacks in Yokohama in their 2019 Rugby World Cup Pool B opener this coming Saturday. In cricket news, Indian captain Virat Kohli hit an unbeaten 72 runs from 52 deliveries to lead his side to a 7-wicket win over South Africa in the second T20 International in Mohali last night. And finally, reigning English Premier League champions Manchester City had the perfect start to their UEFA Champions League campaign, claiming a 3-0 win over Shakhtar Donetsk at the Metalist Stadium, while Tottenham Hotspur were held to a 2-2 draw against Olympiacos in Athens last night. That's it from the sporting world. Let's take a look at what's happening in your traffic.
Money, money. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Kat. Let's take a 7:30 update on your roads. Starting off in KwaZulu-Natal, out in Isipingo, where there is a protest action in Isipingo Road. That's before Old Main Road. The entire road is currently blocked with burning tires and rocks, so please do use an alternative route this morning. In the Western Cape, in Wynberg on Chadwick Street, there has been an accident before 5th Street, obstructing one lane. Delays can be expected, so please be patient on the roads this morning. And if you're off to the trains, there is an extended travel time of 15 to 20 minutes. That's on the Simonstown line. This is due to infrastructure problems in Fishhook, Plumstead and Claremont, as well as speed restrictions and sets out of service. Take it easy on the roads. The next report will be in just over half an hour. And now we take a look at those sunrise pictures that you have sent through. Thank you so much, Gary Okamp, for sending in your beautiful picture from Eastern Beach in East London, where mainly cloudy conditions can be expected with a brief morning shower and a strong northeasterly wind reaching a maximum of 24 degrees. Sam Cross also sent us his sunrise picture from Durban, where partly cloudy conditions can be expected with a couple of showers. That's actually in Durbanville out here in Cape Town. And of course, those showers expected in the morning with high humidity reaching a maximum of 23 degrees. Thank you so much, Sam Cross. You can send yours on Facebook, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. And right now we take a look at those temperatures. Starting off in Polokwane, a low of 15 today, reaching a high of 31 degrees. If you are out in Mbombela, 16, that's your low, reaching a high of 36 degrees. Pretoria, the capital city, 18, peaking at 31. With Johannesburg coming through at 13, that's your start. You will reach highs of 31 degrees. If you're out in Mahikeng, 17, reaching a high of 28. with Klerksdorp at 17, reaching a maximum of 35 degrees. Kimberley 14 and 35, Bloemfontein 11, reaching a high of 34, and a couple of showers are expected for Richards Bay today, 19, reaching a high of 27 degrees. Pietermaritzburg 18 and 29, with high humidity expected for Durban, 20, reaching a max of 23 degrees. For Mthatha 15 and 28, but East London, high humidity for you, 18, reaching a high of 22. Craddock 13, reaching highs of 30, with Port Elizabeth at 18 and a maximum of 24 degrees. George 15, that's where you start off, peaking at 22 degrees. And the lowest temperatures in the country, that's for you, Sutherland 6, that's your low, reaching a high of 26 degrees. If you're out in Cape Town, expect that southeasterly wind traveling at 25 kilometers per hour, but your temperatures are 15, your low, reaching a high of 28. A northeasterly wind, 21 kilometers per hour, is expected for Worcester, 16, your low, reaching a high of 36 degrees, with Springbok at 9 and 34. And lastly, but certainly not least, Uppington, you've got the highest temperatures in the country. It's going to be really hot, 20, that's your low, reaching that high of 39 degrees. That's where we leave it for now. The next report will be in just over half an hour, though in the meantime, you can send us those pictures on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3.
So whether you're all about the abs, the flabs, you're fit or unfit, you're short, tall, young or old, it doesn't matter. Tropica is calling everyone to enter for Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like or what you do. All you need to do is to stand a chance of competing in the competition and winning smooth fame and fortune is, of course, enter for hashtag TIOT9 by recording an audition video and uploading it to Instagram using hashtag TIOT9. Just like Brian Henry, who's definitely one to look out for. So let's take a look at his video audition.
Well, no frills here. Any one of you ladies should be able to pick me. I'm old, but I'm not cold. And it does not just need a youngster to get through these games. I'm from the islands, or I was there for very many years. So, me, Tropica, are good friends. Okay? Right. I don't have abs, I have flabs. Still not gonna stop me. I have enough to go around, so if any one of you ladies want me as a partner, please choose me. I'm up to it. Believe me. From pasteches to patata with pinda sauce. Pondabai, I'm there.
I mean, come on, man. Give it up for Brian Henry. Kontabai, he's there. Imagine having Brian there, part of your team, always ready with the motivation. Doesn't matter how tough the challenges get, he is your man. Think about it. Doesn't matter. You can be like Brian too. Send in that video. So if you're ready for smooth fame and fortune, then record that video of yourself describing how you would outsmooth your competition on the island. Then load that video either onto Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. What's important is that you hashtag TIOT9 so that we can actually see it. Another way that you can enter is by visiting tropica.co.za. Once you're on the website, you fill in the entry form and submit your video. And it could be you winning smooth fame and fortune in this season of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao. T's and C's and more information can be found on the website tropica.co.za. This is Season 9 of Tropica Island of Treasure. Welcome to Curacao in the Caribbean.
Buy Tropica and come find your smooth fame and fortune. Audition online now to compete with your favorite celeb, and you could join us in paradise and stand a chance to win your share of a smooth 1 million rand. Grab a Tropica for details and see you in paradise.
The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win hundreds of thousands of prizes. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Oh man, what fun times we've had with you, Mr. Snack, Sean McCollett here on Expresso.
I should say carry with me, Mr. Snack.
Well, you know, that's what people are saying on Facebook. Really? We don't make these things up. They don't write themselves. People type them. But we know the only way to survive here is that Princess always hooks us up with that 100% Arabica Beans McCafe. Ooh. You've been eyeing it the whole time, so yeah. I've ordered you a takeaway.
Eyeing it and her, so.
No. Yeah. Well, Sean's going to be making his way. I'm sure there are many, many influencers waiting for you to come knocking at their doors. But thank you so much. All the best with the show. It sounds like such an incredible show, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. Put it here. We're going to take a quick break. After the break, we're talking about how food can help your hair. Stick around.
A taste loved by those who have tried it. McCafe, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day. Tonight on The Next Brand Ambassador, things get cooking as the contestants have to produce an influencer-led social media campaign.
Oh, I didn't see that one coming.
It's time to put my big girl pants on.
All hell breaks loose. Oh no, here we go.
Ladies, I thought that we spoke about this.
That is alarm bells. I say let's juice it out.
That's The Next Brand Ambassador, tonight at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Thursday morning and so good to be in your company at the start of a brand new day. This morning we're talking about the relationship between food and hair. It might sound like a very odd combination. However, they do go hand in hand, as the condition of your hair is an outward sign or reflection of your inside health. Of course, food, as we know, plays a very crucial role in our physical appearance and the physical appearance of one's natural hair, which includes components such as the texture thereof or the length thereof. And here to put things into perspective and share some insights on this topic, registered dietitian Annelie Smith. Good to have you here.
Morning.
We're all so excited, Annelie.
Yeah,
exactly. We're so excited to talk about this because this is such an unconventional thing to talk about food and hair. But how exactly does your health and a healthy diet affect? What relationship does it have with your hair?
So it's actually, if you think about it, it's quite obvious, because if you have ill health, then it will start affecting your scalp. So you will start having changes in your scalp, and that will then reflect in your hair. So I always explain it that we have so if you think of the root, like, excuse the pun, so the root of the problem, so you will have specific functions that every cell has to stay healthy. So it doesn't matter if it's a hair cell or a skin cell or an eye cell, it has specific functions.
Yes.
And so it has to take out the trash, it has to get rid of toxins, it has to repair things, there's something called oxidative stress, which is how we age. So
oxidative stress?
Yes. So we call it human rusting, so we're aging. So also, as you see, when people age, they start going grey, the texture of the hair starts changing.
Or thinning.
But if there's anything in your health that's going on, and specifically things like nutrient deficiencies, for sure, because then you don't have the things that your hair needs, or all your cells need. It's not just your hair cells, but you will obviously, so if you think of animals, you'll see it in their coat.
Yes.
So with us, we'll see it in your hair. So when it starts going brittle, or it's suddenly not growing, or you start having bold patches, then there's something going on with your health.
Absolutely. I recently did a DNA analysis that gave me insight into the kinds of foods that I need to be eating in order to help my cells function better. But in a general kind of perspective, with everyone in mind, what are those kind of good foods that we all need to be eating that'll encourage good health and good hair health?
Yeah,
especially?
so that's great. So that's amazing that you've actually done that. I work with that a lot.
Yeah,
because you
what
want to
specific
look
DNA
at
analysis?
Yes, we test genes. That's become quite a sort of more affordable thing to do these days.
Yes.
Because everybody's genes are different. So
absolutely.
If you think about genes, they're like recipes that tells the body how to make certain proteins. So your hair cells are specific proteins, and what you eat will be like, we talk about gene expression. So the food so gene expression would be like a switch that gets flipped.
Yes,
think about a light switch. So your food can flip those switches up or down. So if you have the good stuff, it will flip it up. The bad stuff will flip it down.
Yeah.
So the types of foods is the ones that really helps with fast-growing cells. It's called epithelial cells, and that's what your hair cells are.
Yeah.
And then the structure that gives it structures. These are structural cells, also be for skin and nails. And so things like zinc, so you get it from seafood, it's really important. Vitamin A, so vitamin A is what you get in yellow fruit and vegetables. That's really a precursor, but you have to also have a lot of protein. So if you don't have enough protein, if that's lacking, that's definitely because it gives it structure.
Yes.
Vitamin D that we get from sunlight or from sort of animal foods. And then zinc, I mentioned zinc. Zinc comes in things like seeds and nuts. And,
yes.
So
think about the fishy kind of food, which is actually, according to my DNA analysis, but a Mediterranean kind of diet that includes a lot of fish is what is good for my kind of gene structure.
Yes.
So that would result in me having good hair as well. Just
so it helps with repair. So you get it from fish oil, olive oil, things like that. You want to repair things. And then definitely your greens. So your broccolis, cabbages, those things help to remove the toxins so that your cells don't get clogged up with toxins.
This is incredible.
Does it help when you eat them fresher? So wherever you can, don't cook them. Eat them fresh.
It's important to eat them fresh as often, especially the greens, because when you cook them, a lot of these nutrients are destroyed. And it's really not even steaming, eating it fresh, chewing it, because
that
just releases
taking it and chomping it.
Chomping it, yes.
So obviously, you know, there's always a counter-reaction for almost everything. You've mentioned all the good stuff we should be eating, but what is the bad food we should stay away from because it just doesn't do any good for our hair?
Exactly. So the things that you want to stay away from are things that overload your cells. So things like too much alcohol, too much chemicals, too much processed stuff, things that really overload your system, like sugary stuff, which is going to cause a lot of inflammation, and it's really giving your cells so much work. And so you want to give it the good stuff and not have overloaded to sit with stuff that that's useless. So the sort of junk food stuff.
Would exercise help?
Oh.
Sorry?
Would exercise help at all?
So exercise is important for so many things because it also helps to just keep your inflammation levels under control, keep your toxins going, definitely.
Okay.
Well, I think it's safe to say you can tell a lot about a man and what he's been putting in his mouth just by taking a quick look at his hair and maybe a quick run of the finger through. If it's falling out.
There's no fall. Have you seen how long my hair is?
Becky with the good hair. Well, listen, if you didn't know, now you do know. Getting that good, healthy-looking hair is not as hard as you might have thought. Apply all of that information shared by Annalie to mastering your look for the maintenance of that brilliant hair and your beard as well. Use Bick's premium range of disposable razors available at all your leading retailers nationwide. Annalie, thank you so much.
Very educational.
Can I feel my hair?
You don't have any to feel.
Master your look with Big Flex.
Now, the Melrose Gallery and Precinct has been alive with beautiful sculptures throughout the month of September. Now, Sculpt X Fair is back again, showcasing the works of over 60 artists. And Tulu was at the launch to catch up with some of them and to find out more about their work and what to expect from this year's edition of the fair.
Spring is in the air, Heritage Month is here, and what better way to celebrate this new season than with some great art. Over the month of September, the Melrose Gallery and Precinct will come alive with a Sculptex Fair showcasing over 200 sculptures from emerging and established artists, both locally and internationally. Craig, I must admit, it's my very first time here at Sculptex, but I hear it was founded 3 years ago.
That's correct. This is a third installment of Sculptex, and it was formed as a platform to promote emerging and established sculptures. So the whole festival and the whole exhibitions and program is all sculpture focused. This year it's got over 90 artists and over 200 works that will be showcased around the Melrose Arch Precinct.
Tell us more about the artists that will be showcasing their work here at the fair.
So a lot of emerging artists are exhibiting alongside some of our big names like Willie Bester, Vilma Cruz, Mamnoria Mabasa, Professor Patika Ntuli, and various others.
The fair, which is now in its third year, features 90 artists and aims to promote and celebrate sculpture as an art form.
I've got 7 works, here. And these 7 works are part of our history created, in stone. Each and every monument, which is more than life-size, speaks about particular aspects of our struggle. One speaks about the women in jail. One about the era of the Askaris during the armed struggle. Another one speaks about the time when we decided that we must now launch the art struggle. I think Melrose Art Gallery is a very, very wonderful. As you look around in here, the Rainbow Nation that Madiba was talking about, it's here. Artists, both black and white, work together because art unites people. And I think Melrose Gallery is a gallery of the future, and the People's Gallery.
The beautiful work is based on an idea that I conceptually made at the beginning of this year about how we have to include, it's just based on equality and the whole idea of like the dinner table, who's included and who's not, and how we have to take people from different cultural backgrounds, how they can be put at the same dinner table.
My work is granite stones. I carve, I use hands and things and power tools. It's a self-taught, which means it's unique something for me. It's unique sculpture for me, you know.
I'm incredibly honored to be presenting my works, Eagle, Bull, and All My Hearts here at the Melrose Gallery in Melrose Arch. The material I work with is brooms, umchayelo, and we talk about brooms as an object of cleansing. You know, we're cleansing physically, but how we also cleansing our bodies, how we cleansing our spirits, how we cleansing our environment of bad energy and bad evil spirits. Yes, this is a very traditional thing, but I think in transforming the broom into these works, I'm also creating a contemporary narrative around my work.
My work speaks about women. I like to advocate about women. I like to wear an awareness around what a woman is. A woman is usually seen as a person who's weak. In my sculpture, I want to show a very strong woman who likes to show the way she is, what she actually represents.
Art for me, it's a dance. It's a dance between me and the material. Sometimes the material leads me, and sometimes I'm trying to lead the material. And that's what's created the music for me. And it's a great honor to be part of this exhibition. It's also give an opportunity to see other work, different artists. It's very exciting, and it's a great exposure. And I'm feeling that I'm very fortunate.
Sculpture for a long time has been considered to just be bronze. So what we've tried to do with this sculpture fair is to show that it's also beadwork, it's also wood, it's also different narrations, and even VRCs.
I think they can see quite a variety of new technologies, new techniques implemented within the genre, new artists alongside established names.
So literally when you come to the sculpture fair, it's personification of what's happening in South Africa right now, and I think that's what we've tried to capture. So when you think of sculpture, we've tried to challenge that within the Sculptex Fair.
Man, I must say the work here at Sculptex is so amazing. Not only is it visually appealing, but it's so thought-provoking as well. The fair is running until the 29th of September, and the best part is that it's absolutely free, so you have no excuse. Come check it out.
How awesome is that?
Wonderful stuff.
The best of all African creatives and artists coming together, showcasing. Our artwork is definitely hitting that international status.
I always find myself at these art fairs and just in complete wonderment of the creativity it takes to make this. But then I can never get past that point, like, but I want to buy that one.
Yeah.
Because, you know, do you collect art?
2 million rand. And then you say, okay, I'll come back later. Like us now saying, we're just going to take a quick break. I'll see you just now. We'll see you after the break.
Who's got what it takes to shine on Expresso? Your favorite breakfast show is searching for new presenters, and it's your time to shine with Orbit Gum.
Own it with Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3.
In thrilling weekly challenges, who will stand, who will stumble, and who will win the right to bring you the best of breakfast television. It's your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3 and Orbit Gum.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Very good morning to you. Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso live right here on SABC3. It's a beautiful Thursday and I hope you're feeling so good. Well, look, we're stepping right into the third and final hour of the show. We've got so much more coming up still. Jan Braai is in the building. We are celebrating. Right now, though, it's time for the news.
On that punnery, let's get into the news headlines of the morning. On the national front, President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa is one of the most unsafe places in the world for a woman to live in, with levels of violence that are comparable to countries which are at war. The president addressed a joint sitting of both houses of parliament yesterday. Now, the Constitutional Court has ruled that spanking a child is unconstitutional. The court said this yesterday and confirmed the 2017 judgment of the High Court in Johannesburg, which found that disciplining children physically violates their rights. On the international news front, the United States government will be contributing 11 billion rand to fight the HIV and AIDS pandemic in South Africa in the next year. Acting American Ambassador to South Africa, David Young, says just because more people now have access to ARVs does not mean the pandemic is over. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's defense ministry yesterday showed off what it says is wreckage of drones and cruise missiles that proves Iranian involvement in weekend attacks on 2 oil facilities. President Donald Trump has said U.S. sanctions on Iran will be substantially increased. And finally, it's the first time that the oval-balled Rugby World Cup extravaganza will be held in Asia. And with the opening matches scheduled for tomorrow, visitors are already enchanted with the host's beer traditions. Now, tournament organizers are terrified that the rugby fraternity will drink the stadiums dry, and with good reason. At the 2015 World Cup in England, 1.9 million litres of beer were sold. Now, venues that also host soccer matches said that the rugby crowd drank 6 times more on average. But never fear, conscious that dry bars equals miserable fans, the tournament beer sponsor has stepped up production by 80%. Also, more than 1,650 roaming beer hawkers will be on hand to serve the thirsty in case the tension or the heat gets too much for them. Well, on that note, let's take a look at what's happening in the sporting world. In the latest sporting headlines in rugby, the Springboks have named an unchanged side who beat Japan 41-7 to face the All Blacks in Yokohama in their 2019 Rugby World Cup Pool B opener on Saturday. In cricket news, Indian captain Virat Kohli hit an unbeaten 72 runs from 52 deliveries to lead his side to a 7-wicket win over South Africa in the second T20 International in Mohali last night. And finally, reigning English Premier League champions Manchester City had the perfect start to their UEFA Champions League campaign, claiming a 3-0 win over Shakhtar Donetsk at the Metalist Stadium, while Tottenham were held to a 2-2 draw against Olympiacos in Athens last night. Well, that's it for the sporting headlines. Let's give you a quick update on what's happening on your roads.
Thank you, Kat. Let's take a final look at your roads. Indeed, we start off in KwaZulu-Natal out in Isipingo, where there is protest action in Isipingo before Old Main Road. The entire road is currently blocked with burning tires and rocks, so please use an alternative route this morning. In the Western Cape in Wynberg on Chadwick Street, there has been an accident before 5th Street obstructing one lane. Delays can be expected, so please be patient on the roads this morning. And off to the trains, there's an extended travel time of 15 to 20 minutes. That's on the Simonstown line due to infrastructure problems in Fishhook, Plumstead and Claremont, as well as speed restrictions and sets out of service. So do take it easy on the road and take some time to save some time for yourself. See now, what am I saying? I'm gonna just let's take a look at your weather.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu-C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Apologies for that, and now we take a look at those beautiful sunrise pictures that you have sent through. Thank you so much to our regular photographer Ntokozo Makatini for your sunrise from Johannesburg, and Celeste Taylor for your sunrise picture from Muizenberg out in Cape Town, as well as Abdul Safadine for your sunrise picture out in Cape Town, as well as Lorenzo Lamini for that beautiful sunrise picture from Mitchell's Plain in Cape Town, as well as Gary Okamp for your sunrise picture from Eastern Beach in East London, as lastly Sam Cross also sent us a picture from Durban. Thank you so much for those pictures. We do it again tomorrow morning. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane at 15 as your low, reaching a high of 31, with Mbombela at 16, reaching a max of 36 degrees. If you're out in Pretoria, the capital city, 18 and 31, with Johannesburg at 13, your low, reaching that maximum of 31 degrees. Mahikeng 17, peaking at 28, with Klerksdorp pulling through at 17 and 35. If you're out in Kimberley today, 14, that's your low. You will peak at 35 degrees, with Bloemfontein pulling through 11 and 34. A couple of showers are expected for Richards Bay, 19, reaching a high of 27, with Pietermaritzburg at 18 and 29. That's your high. High humidity for Durban today, 20, that's your low, reaching a high of 23, with Mthatha at 15, peaking at 28. Of course, if you're in East London, you can expect that high humidity as well, 18, that's your low, reaching a high of 22, with Craddock at 13 and peaking at that max of 30 degrees. Port Elizabeth, the friendly city, 18 and 24, George 15, reaching a high of 22, with the lowest temperatures in the country, that's for Sutherland, 6, reaching a high of 26, and a southeasterly wind of 25 kilometers per hour, that's for Cape Town, 15, that's your low, reaching a high of 28, and a northeasterly wind, 21 kilometers per hour, that's for Worcester, 16, reaching a max of 36. If you're out in Springbok, it's 9, reaching a hot high of 34, and the highest temperatures in the country, that's for Uppington, 20, that's your low, reaching a maximum of 39 degrees. It's going to be a nice sunny and scotchy day for you there. That's where we leave it for today.
And this is where we pick it up in the kitchen, and we're making all kinds of things delicious, joined by Helene Meyer. Of course, we're cooking from the heart. That's what it's all about. And truly, in true fashion, that we're doing so because it's Heritage Month, and we're moving closer towards Heritage Day, which some people call Braai Day, whichever way you prefer to call it. That's what we are doing in the kitchen. And because cooking from the heart is all about giving us those delicious recipes that are also very, very healthy for us, this is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's such an easy recipe today. Well, let me put it this way. I grew up in Natal, so pap is something that was part of our meals on a regular basis. When I moved to Cape Town, I realized that not everybody enjoys pap the way that I used to eat it, or mealie meal. So this is a version that people who don't necessarily associate pap with a main meal during the day and only with breakfast, they actually enjoy this without realizing that they're having mealie pap.
Okay, so this is on page 57 of Cooking from the Heart for the fourth edition. Goodness. Look at this, beautiful pictures inside and all manner of delicious recipes.
So it is as easy as mixing everything, put it in a container that you can put into the oven, and then you leave it or bake it for an hour.
Cool.
Because pap on the stove is something that you need to watch and stir, and it's best if it's sort of simmers for a long time slowly.
And have you ever been burnt by pap when it pops from boiling water?
Yeah.
And it just kind of lands on your skin, just...
Exactly.
And you hear it going...
So this version...
So this, you got
This is literally a matter of mixing all the ingredients. Now, a nice coarse mealie meal is a good choice for cooking from the heart, more fiber and less refined. So this was a mixture of milk and water.
Okay, halfies.
Yes, the milk just gives it a nice sort of creamy feel without having to add cream. And then to also add to the creaminess and some health elements is some olive oil.
Oh, okay.
Which helps to keep it nice and smooth. And remember, mealie meal has got a lot of, or needs a lot of moisture.
Yes.
So you want all of that in there.
Because those each individual korreltjies need to absorb the moisture and expand.
Exactly.
Then.
And this is sweet corn. Remember to read the food label when you buy your tin of sweet corn so that you make sure that it doesn't have too many preservatives and lots of salt in it. So that's the mixture. And because it's a starch, we are going to season it with a little bit of salt, but I'm adding a nice topping to it for extra flavor. So don't overdo the salt part.
If you were looking for an alternative for the sweet corn, what could you use? I mean, that was out of a can, right?
Yes.
Out of a can.
But you could just boil or braai a mealie.
Yes.
Cut the kernels off, like we've got here, and stir that in, and then I would add a little bit more milk and a little bit more of oil
to increase
so
the
that you
moisture
just choose
content.
a healthy oil, obviously, so that you get that moisture that you would want from because corn in itself is quite sweet.
Yes, it is, which it is.
Yeah, so I'm now going to pour this in here and then make the topping.
Sorry, I'm paging through the book right now.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
And it's got all kinds of things, even a dry braai rub.
Yes, there's a nice selection of marinade, sauces, side dishes, which is always the thing that people forget when it comes to braaiing, and they sort of put 3 starches on the table and then there's a braai. But we try and encourage people to have a nice variety of other elements as well. Fresh salads, side dishes that's not just starch-based.
Leanne, for those that don't know the history of cooking from the heart, I mean, this is the 4th edition now. Where did it all come from and what was the main idea behind it?
Farmer Dynamics had the vision to provide South Africans with something that is practical.
Yeah.
To make people aware of the fact that we all need to eat healthily.
Yeah.
But it's easy to say eat more vegetables, but if people don't know how to prepare them so that they are healthy, exactly. So it's a prevention is better than cure scenario.
Yeah, yeah.
But we really work with recipes that people can associate with ingredients that are affordable and easy. And we want to encourage people to try the recipes and understand that eating healthily isn't bland and boring.
Yeah, yeah.
It's exciting. There's wonderful things that you can enjoy. This sauce that's in this jar was also from the book. It's in the book. It's called a barbecue sauce, but when you have it with a millipap, you can enjoy it like a chakalaka. And you can spice it up a little bit. It's the same sort of basic ingredients, onion and tomato and all the seasonings. And then very important, especially with something like this, and whatever you eat is portion control.
Yes.
And this page that you're on now...
I was about to say, look at this.
Yes.
So this gives you a practical guide into what your page or your plate should look like.
And if you turn the
when
page,
you're dishing up, then
that same page is indicated, or plate is indicated with visual elements that you would normally cook. So your starches, proteins, and then half your plate should be
vegetables.
Full of vegetables and salads and things. There's also quite a lot of health tips in the book and a lot of braai tips. So lots of things that people can learn from it. How to
this
cook
is
different...
the braai edition.
Exactly.
Of it.
So how to prepare chicken or fish or meat over the coals, even vegetables, obviously.
Excellent.
There's also a couple of vegetarian recipes in the book, so really something for everybody. And even a few puddings.
Oh, yes. Health can be delicious too.
Yes.
That's going to go into
the oven,
for how long?
180. If it's this size, then probably about 45 minutes. If you make a bigger one for a big group of people, an hour, I would say. The important thing is that the millipap needs to obviously be cooked.
Yes.
And you need time for that. But once you've done this, you can now sit outside and watch the coals getting ready while
the pap is getting ready. So you don't have to divide your mind.
Exactly.
You all know that meat
See,
needs...
easy, straightforward, but delicious.
Love it.
So
all right. Thank you very much, Leanne.
Pleasure. Always nice to be here.
Absolutely. So to get today's mealy meal and corn bake recipe, you can visit cookingfromtheheart.co.za. That's the website. There are over 30 recipes that are available for free and all approved by the Heart and Stroke Foundation SA. Plus, you have the chance to win one of 10 milli braai grids. Now, to stand a chance of winning, we want you to head on over to our Expresso Facebook page and then tell us how you add health or a healthy twist to your braai. We've got 10 grids to give away, so make sure that you get your entries in. And remember that T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. One more time, Leanne, thank you very much. This is beautiful.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Cooking from the heart.
Yes, for the heart.
My name is Nadia Jafta. I am a South African influencer / entertainer, and you probably best know me for my videos on YouTube and Instagram. To join me on the island, all you have to do is buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the bottle, take a video of yourself telling me why you would be my ideal partner, and upload it onto all social media platforms with the hashtag TIOT9. Join me in paradise and come find your smooth fame and fortune.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Thursday morning and it's so good to be in your company. Now, as South Africans, we are lucky enough to live in one of the most beautiful countries in the world. A country that is diverse in culture, has an abundance of history. And every year on the 24th of September, we get together to celebrate our heritage. And if there's one thing that unites us all and holds a common ground across all cultures, is that we love to chisanyama, we love to braai. And to celebrate our love for kicking over open fires, Jan Braai has partnered with Game to travel across the country on his national braai tour to bring South Africans from all walks of life together and unite them around one fire. And here to tell us all about it, the man himself, Jan Braai, also Catherine Madley from Game joins us. Good morning to you both. Great to have you.
Morning. Thanks for having us.
We always look forward to this time of the year, Jan, because we are united around the fire. We are united around our braais as we celebrate our overarching heritage as South Africans. And you've been to so many places, seen so many South Africans, met them, heard their stories. What's the journey been like for you, especially crossing paths with so many? You've gotten to experience that multicultural and diverse background of our country that we speak about.
I think, yeah, it's the National Braai Day journey is 15 years old now. So I think since I was on Expresso morning show the first time in 2011, speaking about Braai Day and braaiing on the roof, and since then many times on air, obviously trying to promote this message of uniting a nation around fires, and the travels throughout South Africa to all the corners of the country to promote this idea of let's get the whole nation united around a fire to show heritage. It showed me how truly fantastic South Africa is. People tend to get stuck into believing just headlines, but it's not going so badly in South Africa. We actually have a brilliant country. People are friendly, and it's actually going quite well in this country.
Yeah, there is a lot for us to celebrate despite the reality that is there, that we obviously are confronted with, as you say, by the headlines every single day. But this is the part where we are trying to highlight that which is good, that which we as South Africans can wake up to every single morning and afford to smile about and look forward to, the fact that around the braai, around the fire, we are united. So, Catherine, why was this such a perfect fit for Game?
It was so interesting. About a couple of months ago, it was actually in winter, I think it was the 1st of June, I was looking through Twitter, and it was that barrage of negativity that, you know, the grandstanders do. And there was a gentleman called Khotso who said, today's payday and we're going to my white friend's house for a braai. Like
is that what he said in the tweet? We're going to my white friend's.
We're going to my white friend's house for a braai. And like we do
Because
every
obviously
payday.
a guy's surname was White.
Of course, yes.
And like we do every payday, and this is what we really do as South Africans. I should actually send some photos so that people can see that most of us are just like that. We gather around a braai, all different cultures, all different races, because that's what the majority of people do. And I started to think about that, and then I started to look at Jan and all his braai tour. And then I saw so much imagery of that. All of these people from all over the place gathering around the braai, and when you gather around a braai, Game is there. Because the chairs are there and the tables are there and the braai is there. So there was just this mesh of what Jan does about how he unites people around the braai with what we do as a brand, and how we also unite people around the braai with the practical things that you need for a braai. That was the genesis of the thinking, and then we got together and just had this amazing campaign.
From a heritage celebration point of view, Jan, what has been your takeout from the many tours that you've had, the many interactions, the sharing of stories and recipes, and I'm sure many anecdotes that have resulted in lots of laughter as well? What has been your takeaway from a heritage point of view?
Obviously, braaiing at the famous South Africa has 8, and when we started now 9 World Heritage Sites. So braaiing at each of those that's your starting point, because there's a reason fundamentally why the World Heritage Council made them World Heritage Sites. So I think if you, let's say, starting out trying to experience truly special parts of South African heritage, travel to all our World Heritage Sites. You can braai at all of them. Maybe there's not a public braai area as such, but it's possible to braai there. And then our national parks So last week was also South African National Parks Week, where you can visit all our national parks for free. And that's, again, there's a fundamental reason why these parts of South Africa was declared national parks. It's beautiful nature-wise. So on the National Braai Tour last year week, we went to the Karoo National Park. So I'm quite into the natural beauty of our country. We're sitting at the southern tip of a magnificent continent. So that's your easy way to start. And then in terms of our living heritage is our national flag. It's clearly the most beautiful flag in the world. And that's a large part of everything that I stand for and everything we're trying to achieve with the National Braai Day project, where you're saying, on National Heritage Day, unite around a fire, share and celebrate your heritage, because once you're united around that fire, you can share and celebrate our heritage and wave our flag. And I would like to get us to a place as a nation where we're proud of our everybody is waving the flag every day, where the flag sits in front of buildings. No bad reflection on this fantastic company that produces this TV show every morning. But I would love to come to Expresso one morning and there sits a South African flag on a pole in front of this building. But not just this building, every building.
Yeah. Wow, what a vision, what a day that would be if that would happen. National pride on a whole new level. So Catherine, let's also talk about what else Game is doing during this month to help South Africans celebrate Heritage Month.
Something that got me to thinking about what people need around a braai and how simple it is really for people to gather around a braai. So we can actually have quite a party for less than 400 Rand, which is quite exciting.
Yeah.
You can get, for example, we've got a special going where you can get a kilo of wors and 12 bread rolls for 100 Rand. You know, so there you can have that.
That's a good way to start Saturday at 11:45.
It's a great way to start selling. But we've got everything that you need for a braai.
Yeah.
So what do you need for a braai? You need friends. So if you bring your friends, we'll bring the rest.
And if you don't have friends, Game will sell you something.
You get it with the
chairs and tables and braais.
As the master braai yourself.
And umbrellas.
Boxes.
I was about to ask you, give me like, if I want to make my journey into true, braaiing like a champion, what are the basics I need? What are the essentials?
Maybe Catherine isn't going to like this answer, but if you want to braai, all you genuinely need is a grid and tongs. And then you need something to rest that grid on.
Yeah.
And that something is usually available at the nearest building site. It's called 2 bricks. And then, but it's really, braaiing is that simple and that cheap. And if you don't, then your next level is going to Game and buying a braai drum or, an actual braai, the piece of equipment that you refer to as a braai, because braai can be a noun and a verb. But if you can't afford it yet, just get a grid and tongs and just make the fire on the ground.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Simple as that, and then the more the merrier. Get the friends around it. That's what's the most important thing about it all, especially when we are sharing and celebrating.
In our DNA to unite around fires. All our ancestors survived because they stood around fires, so the lions didn't eat them. So that's why we are here today. Our ancestors' friends who didn't like fires, they didn't survive.
And we're here to make sure that our lineage continues, and that we don't get eaten by lions. That's why you're right. Beautiful to have you both here. Thank you so much. Enjoy Heritage Month and, of course, Heritage Day coming up. And, of course, we couldn't have the braai man here with us and not have him do something special for us. So stay tuned, because later on, Jan Braai is going to be giving us his take on the bunny chow, right?
Absolutely.
Exciting stuff. Looking forward to it.
Well, from uniting around a braai to uniting around the future of South Africa. During the recent Vodacom Connected Youth University Roadshow presented by Pride Factor, 22 university campuses saw the energetic mix of edutainment and sometimes in-your-face wake-up calls from experienced and dedicated speakers. But now that the laughs and the prizes and the music and the celebrities have all come down, Pride Factor asks, did the roadshow hit the spot? And did it bring the information to the right people?
Very relevant question that you need to be asking after such a massive endeavor. So while it is so easy, of course, to just dismiss young people and call them lazy millennials, i.e. the disinterested groups of social media addicts who only want freebies and handouts, what Pride Factor found on the road was quite the contrary. Have a look at this.
The young generation that we're actually experiencing now is very different, right? They are your go-getters, they are not fearful, they will challenge you, they will challenge the status quo. But what we do is we just harness their energy towards the right things.
My responsibility is to make Africa better. That's the only thing I can do. And how I can attain that is actually making myself better so that I can better the other person, the next person, the other generation.
They turn up as young, amazing South Africans to Instagramming their own images of products that they've created, of brands that they've created. Because every time I'm posting, I'm not getting any money from Mark Zuckerberg, but I'm talking nonsense. How about I utilize that same data to build up the network that is going to help me get to where I'm going at the end of the day?
Love it. I absolutely love it. A pledge to make themselves better so they can make Africa better. Love it. Powerful. Now, we can all agree that the project succeeded and that much, much more of this kind of work must be done. It reminds us that we should never just judge too quickly without having the facts, because this generation of young people here in Africa is far advanced than we can imagine.
Absolutely. The work of Pride Factor and initiatives like the Vodacom Connected Youth Roadshow has never been more necessary than right now. So if you want to contribute to our society's crisis, this is exactly what you need to be doing. You need to be showing up and supporting young people in a big way.
Absolutely.
So connect with Pride Factor by sending an email to hello@pridefactor.co.za. They'd love to hear from employers, from speakers, life coaches, game changers, people who would love to collaborate with them. Pride Factor as a platform connects thinkers with opportunities, and together we can make South Africa a better place.
On that note, while you take their details down, you connect with them. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you after this.
Boom boy.
Discover the new language of travel. Marriott Bonvoy. 30 hotel brands, endless experiences, rewards reimagined.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live right here on SABC3. You've made the right choice this morning by choosing to wake up with us, and thank you so much for being here with us. Such fun times we've had today, right?
So good, so good.
So good.
Now, we all know that investing in a timeless wardrobe is one thing, but don't forget what lies beneath is just as important. So a while back, Zoe managed to discuss the importance of the right lingerie and shapewear in our wardrobes with Bronwyn Day.
Skip washing liquid and Siemens washing machines understand just how precious your wardrobe is to you, which is why we're sharing this fashion care series called Investment Dressing and making sure your fashion favorites look like new for longer. And over the past few weeks, we've covered all the must-haves for an investment wardrobe, but none are as figure-enhancing as what we're about to discuss today. And here in studio to share her insights into the importance of lingerie is fashion stylist Bronwyn Day. Bronwyn, I'm excited for this topic.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Because I believe in something like the right underwear can really set you up for the day. But how important from your perspective is wearing the right undergarments under your clothing?
Well, lingerie really is an essential in every woman's wardrobe. It's important to separate them from your sort of basics that cover and support you every day. And then I also like to think of it as underwear that gives you that extra mood lift and pep for maybe a special occasion. So when choosing your underwear, it's important to remember a few important points.
And I think we need to unpack these points, especially if they're part of our investment dressing, the pieces that are considered our basics. We don't replace them that often. And when it comes to choosing the right underwear, starting off with various bras, what should we be looking out for?
So firstly, it's really important to have your everyday basics. Your everyday basics are your cotton knickers and your bras, that your everyday go-tos that you grab without thinking about it. They provide support, they're comfortable, they're breathable, they're really good to wash, and they last long in your wardrobe. So neutrals such as beige, a skin tone, something that matches your skin tone is really important, as well as your black and white, so that you can wear those with anything, any day of the week.
And I love that we have the basics in place, but sometimes you want to spice things up. You want to have something a little bit more soft or delicate.
Yes.
What can we go for?
So I love lace. Lots of us love to wear lace, and it's really important to invest in good lace. You don't want lace that's itchy or scratchy, because you're not going to reach for it in a rush. You're going to always feel uncomfortable in it. And obviously the lace has to be soft and of good quality so that it can also wash well. You must always hand wash it so that it lasts longer, and also so that your undergarments feel sort of feminine and really good for you to feel confident in the day, and obviously for that special occasion where you want to feel a bit sexier.
Of course. Listen, I think every girl has a set of power panties that they wear when they go to an important meeting or a fun date.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to sports bras, that's something I have always made sure I spend a little extra, because I wear my sports bras often.
Yes, so sports technology is so advanced these days. There's so many options available depending on the impact of the sport you're doing. So for example, if you're a runner or an athlete, it's really important to wear maximum support. The technology has been researched for years already, and there's just no excuse for us, no matter which exercise. So even if you're doing a moderate intensity such as brisk walking or cardio or cycling, you still have to wear a medium support bra. And even if you have a small bust, it's still important to wear a light coverage, because it really prevents the muscle tissue from sagging in the future.
And it gives you the right support at the end of the day. Something that's quite new to me is the shape garments. And I know there are various types, so let's talk through some of the different ones that we can basically up our game.
Yes, so shapewear is not a taboo subject anymore. No. Everybody wants to feel confident no matter what. And shapewear has been, again, researched so well, and most retailers have it. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg, and basically it targets targets the area that you really just want to feel more secure in. So if you've got a beautiful dress that you want to look amazing in, but you feel maybe your thighs or your tummy area are your weak zones, shapewear just kind of enhances and sucks in and cinches those areas for you. So the three most important are your sort of shorts. They really target the derriere and the buttocks and the thighs so that you don't have that orange peel effect through the garment that you're wearing. It just gives your legs that extra security around the derriere. So it's just sort of really nice, and your dress or your garment will just flow over your hips and thighs really comfortably. The next is the sort of high-waisted shorts. This is for a weaker tummy area. So if you feel your tummy area is your sort of not so favorite part and you've got a killer dress that you've spent all your money on, it's important to have your undergarments just kind of protect and keep you feeling that much more confident
just
underneath.
Smooth it out.
Yes, exactly. And the last one is the full garment. So it's like a full bodysuit. It's either the shorts or it's like a mini dress, but basically it's just ultimate and utter protection underneath, so that again you're just feeling your absolute best where you go out and feel fabulous.
Especially if you're wearing those figure hugging dresses, it just smooths everything out.
Absolutely.
Now, we've spoken about the basics to have in our wardrobe. What are some of the no-nos when it comes to your lingerie?
Yeah, so for me, an absolute no-no are visible bra straps. They're just no excuses anymore. Ladies have so many options now with multi-way bras, and it's important that depending on the cut of your dress or your blouse or your t-shirt, that your bra straps don't hang out. It's just an absolute no-no. My second worst is the VPL, which stands for visible panty line. And it happens a lot. It happens a lot. And especially in professional environments, it's important that we make sure that there's nothing really sticking out or lumping or bumping, because there are these seam-free options now. Yeah. So they're smoother and softer underneath your garments, and really do sort of, you don't even notice that you're wearing underwear. So that's a no-no, is the VPL.
Okay, the VPL. And I heard something about a whale tail. What is that?
I call it the whale tail. I think a lot of people do know about it, but it's basically women who wear G-strings, and it's basically if you're bending over and the G-string sort of shifts up above the waistline, you get quite a strong visual, and it's really awkward. And basically it's really important to just look for garments that, or underwear should I say, that sort of complements the garment you're wearing. So if you do have a low-rise jean, you can't then wear a G-string because it's going to stick out if you lean over. So it's important then to wear something a little bit more high-waisted, or something with, a seam-free, so that you don't have any whale tail.
I'm giggling because the word underwear, it says it needs to be under, but I know fashion has its own trends. Bronwyn, thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure.
For
Thank you for having me.
And enlightening chat. And special items such as your lingerie and shapewear, they require a delicate care routine to maintain the condition of their fabric. We head on over to the Siemens studio for some savvy wash care tips for maintaining our most delicate garments.
I'm here with Nicole Driver from Siemens to find out about how to take care of your delicates on wash day. Nicole, great to see you again.
It's great having you back.
Hand washing our delicates on wash day can be extremely time consuming. What program setting would you recommend for our lingerie?
At Siemens, we have a rich legacy of engineering and have investigated the best ways to wash our undergarments that are silky and lacy, as well as those body toning garments. We recommend using the Delicates program. This will ensure a gentle wash and care for these beautiful garments.
And what detergent would you recommend for these delicate items?
We recommend using the Skip Perfect Delicates. This will ensure that your fabrics are looked after and have the best result.
Skip Delicates uses fiber care technology to help protect your clothes against deterioration, leaving them looking like new for longer. Dirt and stains are removed without damaging the fibers, so you can rock your delicate garments wash after wash. Don't forget to check the care label for more information on how best to care for your clothing.
Does it do that?
So whether you like it hot, medium or mild, a bunny chow is a South African favorite and most likely Durban's most prominent culinary offering to the rest of the nation. And for that, Durban, We thank you. Siyabonga. Now, just in time for National Heritage Day, of course, where we all will be braaiing. We have the original braai master himself in studio to give us a classic spin on the bunny chow. Jan Braai is here as well as Catherine from Game. Come closer, don't be shy. The thing about
Make
braaiing
the circle
is that...
smaller.
Yeah, exactly. About braaiing, you've got to get nice and close
It's
to
quite
it.
dangerous having me in a kitchen, but thank you.
So we've got about 5 minutes to talk about this. So I'm just going to add oil to the potjie. Now, you know, a gas is somebody, a gas. It comes to your braai. It's not something you braai with, but the new studio doesn't have an indoor fireplace yet. We're working on that.
What kind of heat are you looking for?
Lots.
No, it's on. It's on. You gotta switch. Okay, so it's on. So, do you want it to be high?
So this is a world first. We're braaiing on gas.
Oh, braaiing on gas. Okay, hold on.
It's on.
So
It's going. It's got a little flame.
That's high. That's all the flame you're ever gonna get.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're adding some onions there.
Excellent.
Oh, there we
stuff.
can actually... That's
You
not
can
a
hear the
sound
sizzle.
effect. That was
It's
real.
real.
That was real.
All right, so you got your onions going in there.
Yeah. Then we're adding... We don't have a wooden spoon here.
Is that what you usually would use?
That would be, yeah.
Your choice of tool.
Yes, my weapon of choice. And this is then garlic and ginger.
Are you keeping up here, Catherine?
I'm keeping up.
Paying
I'm keeping
attention.
a close eye on this.
And of course, if you... I'm sure you can send the SMS if you want the recipe, yes?
Absolutely.
Or you can buy my new book, Jan Braai, The Vegetarian Option. This is from my new book. This is not a joke.
Oh, so you're serious?
I'm serious. I launched a new book. It's full of vegetarian braai recipes because it's important that vegetarians also feel welcome at the braai fire. I'm into the uniting a nation around a fire business.
You basically are the UN of braaiing.
Yeah, exactly.
The United Nations of braaiing.
You don't have to. If you like meat, then braai meat. If you don't like meat, don't braai meat.
Then braai champignon. Doesn't matter. Just as long as you
baked
braai.
bean bunny chow.
Absolutely. SMS the keyword braai to 33728. So in goes the carrots. Now we've got to look at that. Just magically.
There we go.
It's from Game as well.
You can buy a wooden spoon at Game.
You can, and a steel spoon as well, and a plastic one too.
And a steel spoon, and probably baked beans as well.
Probably.
Yeah. And then this is a bunny chow, so we're adding some carrot.
Yeah.
Because bunnies like carrots.
Of course they do.
Yeah. Just a little bit more oil.
Catherine, are you a fan of bunny chow at all? Do you...
I have had a few bunny chows in Durban as well.
Yeah.
And Jan had a bunny chow moment on his braai tour, which went down very well.
I bought these massive, you know those pots, they're so big, if you put them on the fire, you can actually sit inside and have a jacuzzi.
Yeah,
so
okay.
we have three, we should try that one. Not in the same pot, you can sit in the
I'll have
pot
my own
next
pot,
to
you'll
it.
have your own pot.
Yes.
Okay, cool. just let the water bubble so nicely, and then just
simmer,
sit there.
just a gentle simmer. So
don't
this
use
is a
the
bit of
water
masala
afterwards.
and curry powder. And then I made chicken curry potjie, like 3 of these massive ones, and served bunny chow to all 300 participants of the National Braai Tour.
Listen, isn't it like the most intimidating thing to cook for so many people? Because like the seasoning portions, like now it's no longer just 1 teaspoon of paprika.
And a
It's a
large
whole
spoon.
bag.
It is, I had Excel, I am not joking.
Yeah?
I had Excel spreadsheets to calculate how much salt and how much masala, and it's complicated.
I mean, you make braaiing a science. It's like
And
into
then
the formula and then... there.
In Woodstock, I bought these massive spoons. I think it's actually for tourists to buy to take home back to Europe or wherever.
No. We use that. We use it. In Makai, like when you got the 3 food on the fire and you've got the meat and then you must use the wooden spoon to work.
It looks
That's
like
how you get the muscle.
a war weapon. And now we're going to add a bit of potato. And we're going to add, of course, baked beans. Now, baked beans already have tomatoes, so that's why we don't need to add tomatoes.
There we go.
Usually you would be adding tomatoes as well.
Okay, good
And
stuff.
a bit of water.
Okay, so in case you've just joined us, we're making a delicious twisted bunny chow, if you want to call it. Jan Braai.
It's a vegetarian bunny chow.
Vegetarian. It's a twist to
It's
it.
the baked bean bunny chow potjie, and then you need a government issue white loaf, of course, to serve it with.
Do they still do that?
I don't know, but we can still call it the government.
Does the government still issue?
No. Blue Ribbon issues them now, or Sasco, or Blue Ribbon and Sasco.
SMS Braai to 33728. Dude, you just took me way back. in primary school, when I was in Tepo Primary School, they'd have these trucks that came over and then they dropped off like bread and peanut butter and sherbet in a plastic bag.
Sherbet?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you'd...
sherbet is also a nice expression to use on TV.
Exactly. And then you'd have kids that would like spread peanut butter on the breads and then halve it and give it to the kids for lunch, and then you'd have your sherbet, fill it with water. It'd be like your drink or pop bumpy type of thing. So when you say government issued bread, I just thought of that right now. But here it is, nice and soft, beautiful.
Yeah, and then do we have a bread knife? Now, magically from behind the
How about
scenes.
this one? Use this one.
That you call a bite.
You like this, so you want to make the hole, right?
That would then be a half bunny.
I like to stir the
Of
bunny.
course you can stir the pot.
Are you looking for the bread knife in order to
This is quite a
make the
magic
hole?
moment for me to do this. And
It doesn't happen to you
That's
regularly.
an aggressive portion of bunny when you're eating a half bunny. You actually want a quarter loaf bunny.
That's why they call it ikota.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
But here we actually, because it's such magic on TV, and you can believe absolutely everything you see on TV.
Oh, look at that.
Just take it with a pinch of salt. Because everybody must take everything you say with a pinch of salt. So then we're just going to add some salt to the...
Yeah,
there we go.
It's from game.
It's magic.
There we
from
go.
Game. Thank
Ding,
you,
it
Catherine.
appears.
That's why you bring your game representative on show, because then whatever you need,
They're always
they
like
can
on
provide.
call. They snap their fingers and the game just drops it
That's
out of
brilliant.
thin air.
That's how you raise your braai game.
I think I did quite an exceptional job carving out the hole in this.
You could be the bread cutter in our bunny business.
I would do so well in that.
Yes.
I'm so well trained for it. Just
Yeah.
keep
when
it going.
you meet new girls, they can say, "What do you do?" You say, "No, I cut the holes in the bread." And
what a skill!
That thing needs to simmer. This one was made this morning by a very able and talented food stylist. And then we're just going to add some curry there to the...
That's beautiful.
Like that.
That looks great.
And then you
Look at
can add
that, man.
wow.
Look at that.
Braai.
So we add a bit of pepper to the top just to make it look sexy on TV.
Excellent.
And you've always got to mess a bit.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of coriander.
On the side there. And then, because we are creatives like that,
yes,
and life is all about the gram, then you're also going to just...
So on 24 September, wherever you are, when you're united around a fire, if you don't like meat, eat vegetables.
Look at that. We present...
But wave our flag.
They're wonderful. Maybe for presentation, just have the knife there as well from game, you know.
Or a knife and a fork.
SMS the keyword braai to 33728. Young Braai, thank you very much. Catherine, thank you very much.
Thank you so
Enjoy
much,
the braaiing. Here's the thing though, okay? Because we take things very seriously here on the show, okay? So earlier on, Jan was talking about an ideal that he had of a country where we would have South African national flags waving with pride on Heritage Day all over, whether it be at a school, at a company, at a house, whatever. So here's what we're going to do. Come the 24th of September, which is Heritage Day, we're going to make sure that we have a flag flying outside of our studio.
Fantastic.
But then with that, we are issuing a challenge to every South African out there. As I said, whether you're at a school, you're at a corporate institution, educational institution, or at home, fly your South African flag with pride. Take a picture, show it to us. We want you to show it to the world. Take a picture and send it to us on our Facebook page. And let's see whether we can get an entire nation of proud South Africans that celebrate heritage.
Flag.
You know, let's wave our flag. Huh? And
Wonderful.
united, we shall stand.
Absolutely.
There we go. That's a challenge to you. Challenge to you as well. We want to see your picture, Catherine, to you as well.
Absolutely.
United around the fire, share our heritage, and wave our flag.
That's all we're saying. Come on now. Come on now.
welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We are still live right here on SABC 3. You're hanging out with us. So much fun you're having there in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I think young braai has become like a permanent feature on this show.
Yeah, well, I mean, his initiative that he thought of hopefully will take flame and we'll have flags flying all across the country.
Yeah. Well, we asked you this morning if tidiness or the lack thereof is a deal breaker in your relationship. We received some very interesting comments.
Let's see. So, Najwewa Ishmael Slamang. Good morning, Expresso family. My kids say I have OCD, as everything should be in place and left the way I left it. Tidiness is #1 priority in my household. Love your show. Hopefully you appreciate the tidiness that we execute here.
Takes a lot to keep it this way. Here's one from Amore Samira Juste, who says, good morning, team. How are you respecting yourself if you can't be tidy, be it on yourself or in your workspace or home? Big no for me. If someone don't respect themselves and their surroundings. So basically, if your place is tidy, I mean, is messy, then you're a messy person.
Yeah. Respect yourself before you disrespect me.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll always find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
Now, of course, smart storage and a little ingenuity can go a very long way when it comes to making your space seem a whole lot bigger, cleaner, and better organized, just as we heard from those who like it very tidy. So whether you live in a mansion or you live in a little shoebox, unless, of course, your things are organized or disorganized in a space, we want to help you declutter and get it all together, nicely tidy. All right? So we've rounded up the most inspired storage hacks to help you and your home get in great shape thanks to the Crazy Store.
This is absolutely amazing, all right? So, do you know, in a house where you've got lots of pairs of shoes, and you'll know this because you've got lots and lots of pairs of sneakers, they can often just create like an untidy space if they're unboxed. Do you know what I mean? Because
That's true.
You kick one, then it's there, then before you know it, you've got different pairs all over the place. But it's not just shoes, it's like toys for the kids, all sorts of things that you find in the house.
Yeah, so what
the Crazy Store has done is they've got all these little boxes here, and it's pretty simple to assemble. What you do is you get it flat like this.
So it's collapsed,
it's pretty much collapsed, which means that if you weren't using it, you could still store it without taking up all the space in your household. So if you didn't need to use this big one, for example, keep this in the drawer, right? So it's collapsed, and then you go like this. Open it.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
And then you've got a base for it that comes with it.
Yeah.
Throw that in there to harden and stabilize the base. Store all your goodies. What would you want to put that?
We could put that in here as well.
Then you simply close it, and the top is a hard top as well, which means that your stuff in here can be stacked. But #2, if you've got stuff that's prone to getting damaged in here, like soft stuff like that, teddy bears and stuff like that, that's not gonna happen.
And then even if the kids come, and it falls.
Yeah, but I mean, if they grab it like that, then they'll definitely collapse. So hopefully your kids aren't doing that.
Yeah.
But it's the perfect way to keep your space tidy, especially if you've got a small space. But it doesn't really matter whether it's a small space or a big space. The nice thing about it is that they are so compact and they come collapsed, which is fantastic.
I love the fact that it comes in different shapes as well.
It's great, right? So whether it's shoes you want to put in there, or what else would you put in here? Like sheets you're not using, like your winter sheets.
Those could go in here.
In here.
You could stack your socks. I've got lots of socks. Fold them nicely.
And I can never find my socks. So actually something like this.
Underwear, you could do that. Fold underwear
and put it in there.
Yeah, exactly. Anywhere where you're looking to kind of create structure and space, and the fact that they look so amazing means they can actually be a part of the aesthetic of your decor. You know what I mean? They're pleasing to look at. The fabric is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they look very slick. So whether it's vases, scattered cushions, frames, organizational boxes, and so much more at surprisingly good value only at the Crazy Store, near or far. There will be one just about wherever you are. So go get.
Let's see how this one works. So how do you collapse it? So you take this out.
Take the base out.
And then collapse. Just like that. And then look, and then you go, where is it? You can't see it, it's gone.
Tidy space.
It's amazing.
Relationship.
I love it.
I love it a lot.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll always find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
There's nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. To enter for Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, buy any size and your favorite flavor of Tropica in fresh or long life. Find the unique code behind the label or the sticker, then follow the entry details on the pack and you could win daily prizes of airtime, cash, LG Q60 smartphones, 55-inch LG UHD smart artificial intelligence digital TVs, steam dishwashers, Caribbean tan hampers, or guest watches. That's more than 100,000 prizes. Now for your chance at competing in Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, record a video audition of yourself describing how you would outsmooth your competition on the island. Then load that video onto Instagram, Twitter or Facebook with hashtag TIOT9 or WhatsApp the video to 063 921 8395 and it could be you winning a share of 1 million rand plus smooth fame and fortune while flying with KLM to the Caribbean for this season of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Sasco, baking together since 1930.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live on SABC3. We're back in the kitchen and we're making Sasco, Madumbe, sugar bean and imbuya fritters inspired by isiZulu culture and of course Oi culture, Yamazulu. And in celebration of our Rainbow Nations diversity, fritters, of course, they are always a South African favorite anywhere you go. And this delicious recipe is a great side for any braai, anywhere you go, especially as we gear up for Heritage Day, which is coming up on the 24th of September, which is next week, Tuesday. Now, joining us in the kitchen once again is Grace Stevens.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You are taking me all the way back to my childhood, Grace.
Is this your childhood?
Madumbe.
Well,
Madumbe.
I'm happy to take you there.
So how are you twisting it up and just switching it up with Sasco this morning?
So with Sasco, we're going to use toasted Sasco bread. And what we've done is we've toasted it and then we've blitzed it in a food processor to make these lovely bread crumbs. So that's really easy for anyone to do at home.
So you want the soft and fluffy
you do.
almost.
You want this because that's going to give you that crisp outside on your fritter, which is what you want.
Okay, cool.
And then lots of nice squishy softness in the inside with our madumbe.
Fantastic. Now, we know that madumbe is known and used by all South Africans. It is a true favorite here in South Africa. It is the yummy sister of the potato. Like the potato, it's a root vegetable and it's loaded with nutrients and vitamins. They are prized, of course, for their nutritional value, being high in starch with a decent amount of protein, which is really good for you and good for your hair as well, as we found out this morning. They are also absolutely versatile, right?
Very, very versatile. You can actually replace potatoes with madumbe, in your diet. And that's, I know, it's just such a wonderful root vegetable, and I think that we should have more of it, don't you think?
I think so, I agree.
Right, so do you want me to start my fritters?
Please.
Okay, right, so you mush and smush, which is the fun bit about this. And I think on Heritage Day, you need to get your kids in the kitchen. You need to get them helping out because that is how we maintain our heritage. We teach the younger generation.
My mom used to say the exact same thing to me, that I need to teach you how to preserve culture, but something tells me she just needed extra hands in the kitchen, which also doesn't hurt. I just feel like
There's a mom code and I'm not going there.
So you're mixing it all
my
in
sugar beans and then
together?
Yeah. Right, you mix it all together and you smush, smush, smush. Onion, some feta. Gives
You
you
want to get the flavour.
Not too much salt if you put feta in, because remember it's a very salty cheese.
Yes, that's right.
So some parsley, garlic, of course. Then I've beaten some eggs here because this will glue everything together.
Nice. Well, the key word is Clover. SMS Clover to 33728 if you want an SMS with a link to this recipe sent through to your cell phone. And now, of course, The magic
yes,
of this entire situation.
The
Our
Sasco flour.
cake wheat flour.
And this is just going to pull everything together. Do you want to get this masher in there and give it a good mash? Because we do want to like break up the
how's
sugar
that
beans
mommy
a little
code
bit.
coming through?
Yeah, no,
I
we
knew
have
that's
to.
what you wanted me here
Absolutely.
for. To
And
work.
then you can shape, so you put just enough flour in there to really keep it together.
So do you want it to have like a nice hard texture? Or
Not hard, but we want it to keep together. We don't want it to break up when it's in the pan, so
okay.
that's quite important.
So what have you got in the pan now? Is this just oil?
Oh no, I've just put a little bit of oil in there to make sure that it doesn't stick, but it's a lovely cast iron pot. I think you need a little bit more flour in there.
You can tell a lot about how a meal or thing's going to come out by the way the hands go. So if you see like this,
Yes. Yeah, no,
see this,
yo.
then you know it's going to be really good. It's going to be delicious, like okay.
Stunning, right. And then we make little fritters. We're going to pop it in our flour first, so we just put some Sasco flour in there.
Great.
Dip it in your flour and you coat the whole thing in flour. Goes into egg and then your breadcrumbs. Okay, and then you
Grace.
fry it off.
Fry it off.
Yeah.
The key word is clover. Send that to 33728. And just in case you missed any of it, we're going to be showing you how we made this. That keyword, once again, is Sasco to 33728. SMS it now.
The Sasco Madumbe, sugar bean and mbuya fritters are inspired by isiZulu culture in celebration of our Rainbow Nation's diversity. Fritters are always a South African favorite, and this delicious recipe is a great side for braais, especially as we gear up for Heritage Day on the 24th of September. To get started, in a bowl add 200 grams of sugar beans to 200 grams of madumbe and mash together with a fork. Then add 200 grams of mbuya, 1 onion grated, 1 garlic clove crushed, 80 grams of feta cheese crumbled, 30 ml fresh parsley chopped, and 30 ml of fresh mint chopped. Then add 50 grams of Sasco cake wheat flour and combine until mixed thoroughly. Season with salt and pepper and shape into round cakes. For the crumb, coat with Sasco cake wheat flour. Dip into 2 beaten eggs. And finally, Sasco low GI brown bread, dried in an oven and blitzed to create breadcrumbs. Then fry the fritters in oil for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side until golden brown. Serve with parsley and lemon yogurt sauce. This delicious South African-inspired recipe should still be warm when it reaches your plate. Sasco, baking together since 1930.
It's pretty simple, it's straightforward, but of course, if you have missed any of those steps, you want them sent through to your cell phone. SMS Sasco to 33728. Of course, baking together since a long time ago. Yes. This is all about celebrating our different cultures and our heritage. So we invite you to share with us, in fact, while you make your Sasco baked goodies at home, how you're going to be celebrating your heritage in the kitchen in that way, right?
Yes.
This looks divine, and Katleho is already over there wanting to come in. Kat, come tell us, Mr. Kat Factor. Tell us if it's got the thing that we're looking for, if it's making the pots to happen.
Okay, while you're doing that, celebrations all around for the Ndlovu Youth Choir. Everyone just showing off how proud they are of them for making it to the finals of AGT, America's Got Talent. Tami Kashashani says, Ndlovu Youth Choir surely had billions glued into their screens, Africans in an American talent show, and went on to the grand finale. The future is bright. So bonke labantwana abalondlovu. Well, they're from Limpopo, that's what we know. Yeah. Felicia says, this is Mam Felicia Mabuza Sattel. Felicia! Congrats, Ndlovu Youth Choir at Choir Africa. You gave it your best. You exhibited your spirit of Ubuntu to the end. You are winners in South Africa and the world, and we love you. Hold your heads high, my children. You made us proud. And Ralph Schmidt 100, you made it look so enjoyable. Oh man, he's always got energy. And this is what the Ndlovu Youth Choir themselves had to say with some pictures over there, saying our AGT journey may have come to an end, but this is only the beginning. We're so excited for what lies ahead, and we look forward to continuing sharing love, unity, and above all, hope.
I feel like this is where we unite.
And did you see the performance?
I saw it. There was an explosion of color, number one, on the stage, but like the energy that comes through in their voices, Grace, it just consumes you. They are just so fantastic to watch. But Katlego, what do you think of this?
This is delicious.
Ne? Madumbe.
This is delicious.
Madumbe wanam.
Yeah, listen, we're playing out with that little piece from America's Got Talent.
Thanks, Grace.
When the Ndlovu Youth Choir performed their rendition of Toto's Africa. Beautiful choreography, lovely energy. As they said, all the love, all the music, and all the hope that you could want to have on a day like this in a time such as this. Thank you very, very much. Hope you enjoyed today's edition of your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll see you tomorrow bright and early. Make someone smile out there. Let's show the people what South Africa looks like.
Made with love by Clover.
Feel Good production.
Africa.